Warning. Broken simulation. Broken simulation. With Sam Tripoli.
Welcome to Johnny Woodard presents Broken Sim, starring Johnny Woodard. And anyways, Johnny, how are you? I feel like we haven't done this in a while, but we've done it just last week? I don't even remember.
Yeah, we did. We had a couple. And
We had a couple in
back.
the can.
Yeah, I almost said that, and then I thought, oh, that's so gross. That industry term.
A couple in the can?
Yeah, a couple in the can. I don't want to say that.
Yeah, that sounds also a sex move too, doesn't it? Like, hey, man, I put a couple in her can. You know what I'm saying? Nope, nobody's with me on that one. Johnny, how are you?
I'm okay. You know, it's a little sleepy, recovering from basketball. So
Johnny, North Carolina went pretty far. You know, it was great. I thought the Williams sister did great. That guy, if he hadn't turned his leg, he'd do.
I think we'd have won probably if he hadn't have gotten hurt.
It's so weird, man. Like women's basketball is just so
Bad.
weird to me
Shitty.
because I have zero problems with it, but they make us not want to like it by how they shove it down our throats.
That's women's anything, dude. That's related to sports. It's just.
I mean,
they're trying
women's
to act like
MMA. There's some great women's MMA. There's some great tennis. Now, women's tennis.
Yeah, but then
gets
every time you turn on the TV to watch a movie, it's a woman beating this shit out of a guy, and it makes me just like, okay, let's see that in real life.
Yeah,
Let's try that.
it really is unbelievable, right? It really is unbelievable. Okay, Johnny, this brings up something great. Can you go find my Instagram? As you know, Johnny, I'm on day 6 of no pornography, and
Yeah, I've heard it's been a real struggle and a breakthrough for you.
well, you know, I'm seeing other dimensions.
that
I've
tweet.
visited dead relatives. They told me they have zero.
and how
faith in
many
me.
days in was that?
That's only 3. I'm now on 6. Okay, I believe I could shapeshift at this point. Go down a little bit. So go down. It's that makes me laugh. Some guys like, dude, how do people not talk about this? But I want to talk about this. I want
Madonna?
to talk about Madonna
falling
because
apart,
I got a little pushback by a friend of mine who I love very much. And so this is a video Madonna put up, right? And
Kissing the camera, right?
like, well, it's not because this is just a TikTok.
Do you want me to pull up the actual video?
Yeah, can you pull it up? And you know, it's so funny. So she's kissing the camera basically, and there's a lot going on here.
She looks like a gray alien.
She looks like a gray alien from a cat planet, right? Like,
Yeah.
And ladies, just
She
so
looks like something from Duncan Trussell's Netflix show.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we're doing this thing,
weird.
and
Wait, well, we got to talk about what she's had done here.
okay, so she's obviously had her cheeks done, right? She's had her lips done, and she's had her eyes done. And
I mean, there's not a line on it. If you didn't know what a human face was supposed to look like, you would think, oh, that's a young person, you know, and it did everything she wanted it to do.
Yeah.
She got bigger cheeks, she got
Yeah.
bigger lips, and she
Yeah.
has no wrinkles.
Yeah, right.
Why does she look like a fucking zoo animal from another planet?
Well, because I've talked about this, because until they can find a way to shave years out of your eyes, you'll never be able to. You just can't compete.
Oh, show me what you mean on her then. What do you mean years out of her?
I mean, like, if you can go to an actual picture of her, look at her eyes. It's like you're telling me everything around her is looking young, but her eyes have seen some shit. Your eyes tell you everything.
She has seen some shit for sure.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
I mean, that's airbrushed, right?
That's airbrush, and it's all airbrush.
Oh, it's funny. The one photo that's not airbrushed and she's covering up.
Yeah, she looks like Marilyn Manson,
Oh, she looks so
right?
crazy.
And
She
listen,
does look like Marilyn Manson. Holy shit, you're
what
right.
I really want to get is like before the 5 women that listen to this podcast start getting weird. This is not an anti-woman thing, because
No.
I just want you to hear me out as I go through this whole thing. And it's this whole, we talk about on Tinfoil Hat, we talk about on Broken on Zero. There is a cycle of life. It's just a cycle of life. You're not meant to do the things that you did when you were 20 in your, what is she, 60 now?
God knows. I don't know.
She's got to be mid-50s. Like
Older than that, I would think.
Right? I mean,
63.
Okay, so she's 8 years older than like Doug Stanhope, and I don't know how old Joe Rogan is now, but you know. So
late
she's
50s? 54, not
54, 55. You know, that's all my heroes' ages right there. I think Joey Diaz is in his 60s.
Is he really?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Or
59.
59.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's not put him in the 60. Yeah, you know, he's a young 59. And he's looking great, by the way. Have you seen Joey Diaz on the shows? It's like he looks fucking like.
No, I haven't seen him in a while.
You could tell, like, moving to New Jersey just calmed it down. Like, his life is way more, like, just.
That does
chill.
a lot for you, too.
Oh,
dude.
yeah, dude. Oh, yeah.
Probably add years to his life just doing that.
Probably, yeah. He's working out. He's losing weight. He's a young Christian warrior. But, you know, and here, Madonna fans horrified by bizarre TikTok video. So going back to the Instagram, right? I go back to the Instagram and I put, and listen, full disclosure. Okay, so do you want to talk about the eye? It's all in the eyes. Look at those eyes. They're bloodshot. They've seen shit. You could tell when someone's young by looking in their eyes. She is
Teeth too is another one. Look at that. She hasn't.
I can't even tell with those fucking hippopotamus fucking lips she's got going on there.
But I mean,
like, what is it about rich people? They get plastic surgery. They want to look like cats
That's
are
it, man.
Asian cats. Like Kenny Rogers did the exact same thing. Dude, the guy looked Korean by the end. Right? Look at those eyes.
oh yeah.
It's like, you know, like
cheeks all filled in. His is a world better though than Madonna's. I mean, because he was already kind of a puffy cheek son of a bitch.
Yeah, but dude, it's like it's go down. It's just like it's just a weird look. So I put up this thing, and my whole thing is like, and I had to clean up for Instagram compared to, you know, Twitter. Twitter, I said what I said, which is, you know, Madonna is starting to look like every Waffle House waitress that gets a train ran on her in amateur porn, right? But in Twitter, I was like, Madonna starting to look like every Waffle House waitress that gets a train ran on her by 5 black guys, right? but you can't say it on Instagram because they're like the thought police, right?
Yeah.
Can you go to all my So, someone I love very much. She's a wonderful person. Her name is Soma Snake Oil. I've done a bunch of shows with her back in the day. She really lays into me a little bit on that this is a kind of a hacky take and that women in the industry. Now, I don't know if she's talking about Madonna or she's talking about women in the porn industry because Soma Snake Oil is a BDSM mistress.
Good for her.
Oh yeah, she's great. I love her, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not.
They've had to deal with a lot of atrocities in that industry.
I mean, she basically accuses me of an atrocity right here. That I committed an atrocity on her. The people in the BDSM world are like super sensitive, bro. For people who beat the shit out of people, they're super sensitive.
Well, the DOMs are. See, the subs love it. You know, just
subs
talk all the shit you want about them, but the ones that do the whipping, they don't. And the sadists really don't want to hear it.
I mean, just keep going. I'll just get.
Okay,
so anyway, she basically accuses me of stereotyping and mocking. I think sex workers, and that. By the way, that go up the real Allie
Jasmine St. Clair.
Yeah, she's a porn star who's turned conservative.
That's funny,
right?
Yeah.
But she used to set like the record for the most guys gangbanged at one time. She laughed at it. She thought it was funny. And again, I love Soma Snake Oil. This is not like an anti Soma Snake Oil, but it's like this.
Oh, there we go. Finally,
here we go. Read that, Johnny.
Insulting Madonna, women surviving in the service industry, and women who have multiple partners with your is not funny. It's sexism, boring, and status quo. I don't know what that means, but
like, how did you get that from that? Like, how did that become about my view of women in general?
That's almost like, oh, somebody's a little sensitive, you know? I mean, like.
About what?
Whatever.
Like, obviously, I watched a ton of gangbang porn that I would use that reference, right? Like, the notion that, like, I love Soma, and she's fucking cool as shit. She's a cool ass
It's a Waffle House waitress joke.
Like,
it's not a porn, directed at porn people.
And like, I can understand why you might be upset about that, but anybody who looks at Madonna right now and thinks that's healthy is in denial. There's nothing healthy about that. And there's nothing sexist about it, man.
No.
You know, like fat shaming in this society is all about men. Men get fat shamed. Women, you can't make fun of their weight.
No, dude. No. They're luscious.
Like how many times you see like I work
curvy.
Or no, but it's also like, oh my God, I'm changing the way people view fat people. It's always a fat chick. It's never a fat guy. No fat guy's like, I just wish people would appreciate my fatness.
Unless it's like a comedy channel like Bert or something with his shirt off promoting dates, you know?
And then they just shit on themselves the whole time.
That's it, dude.
It's like I get shit all the time. But you can't look at this picture and think Madonna is mentally healthy, right?
Well, I mean, she hasn't been mentally healthy for a long time.
Right. But it's like, this is not a like sexist statement. It's just not. And it's like to get upset with that. It's like service industry. What are you talking about? Like, is she sticking up for Waffle House waitresses?
Yeah. I mean,
like, is that a discriminated group?
Here's the thing, dude. Madonna went from looking like a human to not looking like a human. And by choice.
And the notion that Madonna needs anyone to defend her.
Yeah, really. I mean,
after how she's lived her life, which is doing anything. She has a picture of her in her sex book with some dog with a giant erection trying to hump her.
Oh, that's gross.
And she's like, I'm just being sexually free, And it's just like, did anyone go, Madonna, that's a weird picture. Everyone's like, oh, you go, girl. You go, girl. And like, again, Soma Snake Oil.
Think about all the fun people. I got a good parallel for you. Sorry. Fat Elvis. Think about all the
100%.
jokes at Fat Elvis's expense. He's a guy was bigger than her, but
100%.
similar. Everybody, and you don't hear anybody saying, you can't make fun of Fat Elvis, man. Come on, dude. He's dead.
Yeah, it's a total.
I mean, they ridiculed that motherfucker.
100%. And it's just like this. It's just this notion of like, and somebody sent me something really funny, or it was on the tinfoil hat telegram, and it was about a woman, a trans woman who is walking her dog, and like in one dog walk, like 5 people like, that's a dude, and she was like, I got misgendered now, and it's just like, listen, man. Like this notion that you can live your life without people having reactions to it is so unrealistic, and it's just fighting windmills, right?
And of course. Yeah. Oh, gnarly.
All right, so Johnny, I don't know if that was funny. I just thought it was hilarious that I got yelled at for making fun of this apparently I'm punching down on Waffle House waitresses.
Punching down. That's one of my that's a pet peeve. I hate that.
I hate it because because the notion is that everyone knows exactly your story and knows where you're punching
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Whatever challenges you are facing in your mental health, whether you're struggling with low self-esteem, body image issues, anxiety, or anything else, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. And with work, school, and relationships pulling you in every direction, it can be hard to find time to focus on what you really need. That's why Talkspace Online Therapy gives you unlimited access to a licensed therapist, so you can set aside time to put yourself first. When the weight of everyone's expectations gets too heavy, it can be crushing for your self-esteem. A Talkspace therapist can give you the space to take a break, help empower you to work through the pressure, and discover where you can lighten the load. Plus, you can get that support from any device whenever you need it. Though people often face similar struggles, everyone's path to healing looks different, and no matter where you are in your mental health journey, you deserve better care than generalized advice cobbled together from Dr. Google. That's why talking to a real mental health professional is so important. Take care of your mental health on your time at your pace. Instead of a therapist squeezing you into their busy schedule, Talkspace fits into yours. They've got 24/7 asynchronous messaging where you can talk about what's on your mind at the moment without waiting for an appointment. You can also have live chat, video, or audio options, and you can get support on your own terms from any device. Get the one-size-fits-one support you need with Talkspace. Sign up today at Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with the promo code BROKEN. That's $100 off at Talkspace.com, promo code BROKEN.
All right, so Johnny, I a lot of things to get into. A lot of things.
Can't wait.
Johnny, you asked me if I have anybody's number memorized.
Yeah, I was trying to send a text to you earlier, but I didn't have it on this computer, and so it made me think if you had actually, you still had.
I
some
know one
numbers.
person's
Who's that?
number offhand, Dana Marshall's,
Why?
because when I was in jail, I couldn't remember it.
What? So you said I got to put one in my brain,
Yeah, I
just
gotta
in
save
case.
one.
Okay.
I gotta say one. I know my mom's number and Dana Marshall's number, and that's the only thing. Because when you're in jail, you're like, you can call someone. You're like, and you just.
Oh yeah, dude. I know. I had that. I couldn't remember my PIN number to my phone, which is also my debit card. One day when I needed to get some money out, like there was some reason I can't remember why, but I had to get money out like immediately,
Right.
Like $100,
Right,
And
yeah.
I couldn't even unlock my phone. It was something that made me stressed out. I think I had to pay like an application fee to get an apartment, and if I didn't get it in at like the last second, like I wasn't gonna get the apartment,
Right.
And I couldn't. I was sitting there, and this place was about to close. I was trying to get mine. I couldn't unlock my phone because I couldn't remember the numbers, dude.
How
my-
many digits?
It's
was
four.
it?
It's 4 digits.
Yeah, but like
I couldn't
isn't
remember
it. Isn't it like one of a couple?
Well, I don't know what you mean.
One of a couple.
Yeah, but you if you do it like more than 3 times wrong, it locks your phone. Like
Yeah,
for
that's
a
the
minute or
worst,
5
dude.
minutes or something like that.
That's the worst.
And I
Have
was
you ever
sweating, dude. I was like,
seen- Johnny, speaking of drama, recently, Johnny, a couple days ago, I was running around doing a bunch of gigs. I started doing gigs again. I went to the Comedy Store, had a great time, felt good to be back.
is this the video?
Yeah, this will be the end of the video. I want to show it. Yeah. So because it all leads to like what the fuck's going on in LA, okay? So I go do a gig. I go to the Comedy Store to give Xavier Guerrero some product from a sponsor that he wants to use on We Don't Smoke the Same. So then I'm running back and I'm running out of gas. So I had this one cheap gas place that I wanted to get gas at.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
And by cheap, you mean like
I wasn't
$4.90 or
I
something.
wasn't totally out, but I was like, I was just like, I might as well get some gas. So I cut through the back streets, and like when I used to drink a lot, and I hate to say it, I used to do some drinking and driving. I was coked up. So I was alert and a little down, and I would use back streets to get back to my thing where I knew the cops were. And so I take these back streets because old habits die hard, right? So I'm taking these back streets, and I go by, I forget what the name of the, it's Fat Burger. You know where Fat Burger is?
Yeah.
On Santa Monica.
Yeah.
But in between Santa Monica and Fountain, there's this one street, so I turned down that street. I forgot what the name of the street is, but I turned down the street. I take a right, heading towards where Fat Burger is, and I start driving. There's a car in front of me. I'm following the car behind me, and the car stops. I stop. I pull up a little bit, and then I notice there's nobody there, so I go.
Yeah.
Boop.
Uh-oh.
Boop, 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 boop. I get pulled. I'm like, I'm on the phone with a buddy of mine, Todd. I'm like, I think I'm getting pulled over. So I pull right
the
over.
worst.
Guy pulls me over, right? I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? So he comes up. I roll down my window. He's like, okay, sir. Okay, could you roll down your back window? I go, why? He goes, I need you to roll down your back window. So I roll down my back window, and you know what he sees? Baby seats. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think? I was gangbanging? I
You're
have
on
a bunch of-
Gardner? Is that what you're on?
Yeah, I'm on Gardner.
Okay.
Right? Santa Monica Gardner. I'm just there. So he goes, okay. He goes, do you know why I pulled you over? I go, I have no clue. Why? He goes, you rolled a red light. He goes, you rolled a stop sign. I go, I did not. He goes, oh, you didn't? I go, I did not. He goes, well, I saw you do it. I
Did
go,
you?
No.
Okay.
No. No.
Okay.
No. No.
Okay.
I couldn't. Dude, Johnny, I couldn't run it because there was a car in front of me.
Well,
So
no,
even
you,
as
no,
I rolled
wait,
up a
now
little,
you can do
No,
that
no,
thing though
listen.
where they stop and then you
Johnny,
kind of
it's
stop.
like this. I stop. They roll up. I can't gun it. I stop right there, let him get through the intersection, then I
Right, but that stop that
But
was
I
their
did
stop,
stop.
doesn't count as your stop.
But
you
I did
didn't
stop.
Have to, you didn't
I
have
did
to
stop.
go up and
I
stop.
did stop. I did stop. I did stop.
okay,
Okay, Johnny.
okay.
The guy wasn't. But we weren't fucking. Fast and Furious
yeah.
Tokyo Drift. Okay, it wasn't me and some Asian guy going crazy, right? So I stop and I get pulled over. So this guy, he goes, okay, I need your driver's. And I'm like, you're gonna write me a ticket? He goes, yeah. So I hand him my driver's license. I go, he comes back. He goes, well, I go, I can't believe this guy's writing me a fucking ticket. Comes back. He's like, okay, could you sign for this ticket? I go, you're writing me a freaking ticket.
Wait, I feel like this. I just want to say, I feel like this is another episode of Sam Tripoli's Traffic Court.
Oh, it's gonna be, bro.
Okay.
Sam Tripoli's Traffic Court.
The LAPD
They're targeting you.
wrote me a ticket for what they said is rolling through a stop sign in LA, in California, where I can steal $1,000 from CVS and I'll get a fucking cop, give me a police escort to my car.
$999.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can steal that. And nothing happens to me. And I get a fucking ticket. So a guy comes up to me and dude, Johnny, hand to God, he goes, sir, can you please sign here? I go, what? He goes, sir, can you please sign? I go, did you just call me sir? I go, are you misgendering me right now?
Did you?
He goes, well, I go, you just misgendered me. He goes, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. I go, you just assumed I'm a man. I go, I'll see you in court, brother. And I handed him the ticket. And he gives it to me and I take off, right?
What happens if you don't sign the ticket? Do you know? Like,
I don't know. Look that up because I should have not signed the ticket. I mean, Jordan Peterson and Jordan Maxwell says I should send it to him.
oh, really?
Yeah.
That guy, okay, man.
He passed away. Should I do that?
Oh,
He just passed away.
Oh, no.
Rest in peace, Jordan
I didn't know
Maxwell.
that.
Yeah, dude. OG, dog.
well, no, don't send it to him. He's dead.
No, send it to he said send it into the.
Oh, I thought you meant you could send it to Jordan Maxwell and he'd take care of it. I
No.
thought, okay.
He says send it back
To
to
the
the
cop.
to the. Yeah.
Legally, you are allowed to refuse to sign the traffic ticket. Nobody can force you to sign. However, there will be consequences. If you refuse to sign, the issuing officer is required by law to arrest you. So sign the ticket.
so sign the ticket. But also, if I make a big stink, right?
Yeah.
Bigger than I am, he's gonna come to the fucking hearing. And my goal is to get him not there, but I'm already fighting this, dude. Yeah. And Johnny, here's what I've just, dude. I'm telling you, Johnny. I'm telling you this, dude. They don't arrest you for anything in LA anymore, dude. This guy was smoking meth, jerking off on the corner of my fucking street. I saw cops just drive by him like nothing, and I'm getting because I didn't count 5 Mississippi at the stop sign. I get a fucking ticket. So this is the truth. So Johnny. So I'm driving back, right? I'm going to go check out this other gig. I drive the other way back. I drive through this back end off of Santa Monica because I'm pissed at cops. I don't want to be with cops. I roll up, Johnny. I roll up and I see what I think is the hottest chick naked on the side of the street. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Is this the first video? Is this the first? It's not on screen.
No. This is the video I want to show you because
Which
you don't
one should I show first, though?
Show this one,
Okay.
but don't run it yet.
No,
So
I won't.
I'm like, dude, this chick is so fucking hot. This chick is so fucking hot,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, oh, and she's naked, so I'm a sex addict. I'm like, what is going on here? Now I know any woman that's attractive, buck naked on the streets, probably going through some mental illness, right? It's like that. God doesn't give you it that easy.
Pretty safe bet. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, it's like, so I'm like, what the fuck? And Johnny, hand to God, I roll up slowly. She turns around and like fucking Indiana Jones's fucking whip. I just watched this dick shoot. Wham! And I had the same exact feeling I had when I looked at the Poison album for the first time as a kid. Can you look up the album, Poison's first album? Look that up. I remember looking at this, and you guys might be too young
Oh, yeah, the one where they're in makeup. Yeah.
And I remember my buddy's like, dude, look at this album cover. And I'm like, oh my God.
Look what the cat dragged in, right?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, dude, I want to fuck all these chicks. I'm going to fuck them so hard. And then my friend's like, dude, those are guys. I'm like,
dude, those look like guys too, bro.
no, but that's you having this time. As a kid, as a kid growing up in upstate New York, where every woman's a little rough.
When I was a kid, I was just looking at picking out which one of Destiny's Child I would most like to bone when I was in like middle school.
Okay.
So yeah, I got it. Yeah, you looked at dudes, and I looked at hot black chicks.
So I remember thinking,
Whatever.
Great, medals made me gay. I'm gay. Medals made me gay. Right? So, dude, Johnny. So I'm like, oh my God, that's a chick. I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like, hey man, you can't be naked. And it's so funny, Johnny. I'm suddenly fucking trying to be a father figure to a trans hooker, okay? I'm trying to give fatherly advice to a trans hooker. Look at this.
I'm gonna pretend I buy everything you're saying.
What do you mean?
You wanted to talk to them. Come on.
What are you talking about, Johnny?
Should we play this now?
Yeah, play it.
Let's roll the tape.
And I'm
I just gave you money.
Wait.
I think you just gave them money?
Okay, so what? This is the second video I didn't get. I go, hey man,
No,
this fits into what I'm telling you earlier. I go, hey, you
you
gotta
told me to play
put
this one
clothes
first.
on. You're gonna get fucking arrested by the
Okay,
cops.
we'll play this one. Okay, you told me to play that one first. Sorry.
Okay.
Filming her.
Because I want her to be okay.
She's fine.
No, she's not.
Wait,
She's like
hold on, bro.
naked.
Hold on, bro. So these chicks are in the street naked, and they're like, "Why are you filming me?"
Yeah. And I'm like, you're going to get arrested by the cops. And you know what they say? The cops love us, right? They love Trandong out. But if I don't count to 5 Mississippi at the stop sign, I'm getting pulled over.
Middle of the street.
So that's her tent right there, I guess.
Now this one, can you cover her face, by the way?
Yeah, I'll do it. Post it.
Funny.
She goes to me,
actually
will you
my
give
right.
me $20 if I put my clothes back on? I go, I'll give you $20 if you
Wait,
leave.
but she's got her clothes on though.
Yeah,
the other
but
one,
she
the
had
one,
threatened to take them off.
just to get money out of it.
Yeah, because I told the other one I would give her $50 if she put her clothes on.
That's so funny. And they're just homeless trans
She lives
prostitutes.
in that fucking tent.
Well, that's not a home, really, is it?
I mean,
Street dwellers, I
yeah,
guess. you're saying.
street dwellers, Johnny. Is that the politically
To
correct?
what?
Not be filmed. So
Okay, well, I won't do it. There you go. You got your clothes on?
don't film her neither.
Okay, come here. Get your money.
Yeah.
Put your clothes on.
Yeah, put your
Okay,
fucking
I mean,
face.
like you can't
Face-wise,
walk
they're
around
both
naked with your
pretty
dick
passable.
out.
Please don't.
Okay,
No,
hey,
look
hang
at that.
on, Tanner. There
Yeah.
Put
you
your
go.
pants.
You
There
did
you go.
good, okay? Take care
$50.
of yourself. Don't walk around naked.
Stop recording.
Okay.
Stop recording. Like
funny.
that. Like the fucking black strip hooker is like Don King right now.
Oh yeah, she's trying to get a cut. Yeah.
So,
Like, I'm gonna
Johnny,
need you to sign a release.
I just gave this trans hooker $50 to put her clothes back
You're
on.
so lucky the cops weren't following you for that, by the way. If
I
they'd
was
seen
like-
you hand a hooker, you'd have a lot of explaining to
Yeah,
do,
but I
buddy.
would show them the video of me telling them put your clothes back on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I bet you I gave $50 and I wondered I taught this trans hooker.
Expensive night for you between
And-
a ticket and the
Yeah,
$50.
I wonder if they took my fatherly advice and kept their clothes on. So I'm like, I'm gonna turn around see if she listens to me.
Are you serious?
I turn around, Johnny. She's fucking doing naked helicopters in the middle of the fucking thing.
Is that what this video is?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Warning at
Naked.
home.
I just gave you money.
Wait.
Now we got.
Girls gone wild.
Girls go wild.
That's just so funny, dude. And it's obvious that they just give no fucks, man. Like it's clear that
Dude,
they're
her
in
dong is out, bro.
they're in no danger from the cops.
So when I first see her the first time, right? When I'm pulling up, she's kind of like on the ground squatting, right? Like
Where?
in like some
By
like,
that tent?
like some Beastie Boys, like the Beastie
Oh, gotcha,
Boys.
gotcha, yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is
Like
this
they're
chick?
popping and locking,
So she
yeah.
turns her head. I'm like, okay, this is a hot chick. I think she's naked. And then all of a sudden, I see her balls drop and hit the fucking ground. I'm like, what the fuck? She turns around and her dick just goes bang like that, like a fucking like Indiana Jones whip. But she says the cops love her.
I bet they do.
Yeah, but they're pulling over the Armo for I didn't count 5 Mississippi at a fucking stop sign.
You don't have the right kind of tits, bud. Sorry.
Yeah, I got the bad tits. She had little titties. You see that? That was so fucking
I saw
weird.
a lot. I saw a lot of stuff.
Yeah, dude. So that's my story.
This has been Sam Tripoli's Traffic Court.
LA's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
so crazy.
Johnny, I literally drive around just to look for things I could talk about on this effing show.
Didn't it used to be even more like that though, with like a lot of trans?
It
and
was
stuff?
even crazier back in
Yeah.
the day. It was even
And
like,
what
dude,
now? What was their relationship with the cops like back then? They didn't give a shit then either, right?
I mean, so you know, over on Hollywood and Highland is where
They said
the
donut-
Oscars are,
donut time
right?
or whatever, right?
Right. So here's what happened. So when I first moved to LA, there was rumors that was gonna be the permanent home for the Oscars, right? Hollywood and Highland. What happened was the city systematically wanted to clean up Hollywood Boulevard, so they ripped up all of Hollywood Boulevard. They ripped it up.
What do you mean?
They just tore up the
Like
street.
the
street.
stars?
No, the sidewalks were left, but you couldn't drive down Hollywood Boulevard.
Gotcha.
So they ripped it up, and what happened was they pushed all the hookers down the Santa Monica Boulevard, and then they go to Donut Time. And Donut
really?
Time,
That's how that happened,
A
huh?
famous
Interesting.
movie. So it was made. It's not a famous movie, but it was an
I know what
indie
you're talking
movie.
about,
Ian Edwards is in it, and that's where all the trans. I mean, and it was tough.
You talking about that movie they shot on iPhone a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't
with
remember the
Ian
name.
with Ian
I
Edwards
didn't know he was in it, but yeah, that guy.
So that's where it
shot
goes.
on iPhone.
So now, Johnny, they're building up all that area with all these high-rise buildings and condos.
Tangerine.
Tangerine. So they've moved all the trans hookers out of there too. So who knows where they went now? There's no sense.
Well, we know where they went.
they're in a fucking
next
tent
to the
doing
burger,
fucking
the burger shop. Yeah.
naked helicopters in the middle of the street. So that's my story, Johnny. That's my freaking story.
You would think that somebody that was as passable as that person would be able to just find some rich guy to just kind of be a rent boy for a rent woman.
I'm
for.
sure somebody's gonna sweep her off his feet, right? I'm sure
It's
someone's
feet.
gonna sweep her off his feet and put her up and take care of her. And you know,
I say it's because that guy Ezra Miller, the actor, is like losing his shit. The guy that plays the Flash, he just got arrested in Hawaii for like drunken disorderly.
Like he's going nuts, right?
Yeah, and he said that he only wants to be called like it or Z or something. They it or Z is what he said he would be called.
Well, how about the most famous, not the most famous story, but the craziest story I've ever heard about that was the girl who played Wendy's in the commercial demanded to be called Wendy on set.
Wait, she was.
Will you look that up?
She was going like that deep into character.
Yeah,
huh?
she was like, I know, call me Wendy. Like she was like Daniel Day-Lewis of like fast food restaurant commercials.
Hey, she's method, dude. What can you say?
Johnny, what do you think about Jones saying he wanted to have gay sex with me? He was a little drunk.
Yeah, he was. You know, it's funny. There were some people commenting that we were kind of derailing him from talking about more serious stuff. And if you said that, you could not be more wrong about that. He got on the Zoom 5 minutes before anybody else got there. It was just me staring at Jones. And he was like that the whole time, talking about, he kept calling me like, Eddie Bravo's looking real good today. Look at Eddie. And I couldn't tell if he, like with the monitor maybe was far away or
he accused me
something.
of drinking adrenochrome. He's like, what are you drinking, that baby blood? You look 30 years younger. I must have looked like real garbage.
I'm gonna start shaking his gut around and stuff like Santa Claus. No,
I'm like, I lost 30 pounds. He's like, I gained it. He's like, I want to have gay sex with you, Sam. I'm like, you know I'm going to be the top, Alex. You know that. He's like, no. I'm like, Alex, there's no way you got all that cushion and you're going to be on top.
What do you think
he smells like?
No, how is he to hang out with? You've spent some time around him. Is he a
be
wild
honest with
dude?
you, dude? Nicest dude.
I would imagine so.
Nicest
But is he
fucking
does he
guy.
go hard? Like, have you partied with him or no?
I mean, I've never drank with him.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds based on our conversation. He's had a ton of shrooms and LSD and acid.
It's interesting.
Because I asked him, did you learn anything about yourself, Alex? He's like, Sam, it's not my first rodeo. I've done psychedelics before. I'm like, you should learn something every time. Johnny, am I being
can't do
wacky
anything
enough on this show today? I feel like I'm not bringing that wacky
Yeah,
energy.
we need a little more zany from you.
Ah, Johnny!
Come on, man.
Come on!
I'm the straight guy. I need a little more. I need a little more to work. You need a little more Jerry
I feel
Lewis.
like I gotta be wacky.
I'm the Dean Martin. You're the Jerry Lewis.
Johnny, am I wacky enough for the to get the views?
Hiya, Dean. By the way, those guys, underrated, forgotten, amazing. Martin and Lewis, they were the two. They were so fucking funny.
Dude, all
used to-
those old guys are great. None of these kids will ever learn about. You know, listen,
Dean Martin was. I mean, even the straight guy, and it was hilarious. And
Well-
that wasn't even his job being a comedian.
Well, Johnny, I'm before you, and I gotta be honest with you. The one blessing I would say, not the one, but one of the blessings of being my age was like I came. Dude, just think about what I've experienced in my time. You were kind of came in when we had it, but like the expansion of cable news. Like I remember when there was only a couple channels. I remember, Johnny.
I remember that, but mostly because we lived on a
television
farm.
stations would sign off.
Yeah, I remember that too.
And they would just run the national anthem. Now it's just all info commercials, right? You know,
Yeah.
it's trying to sell people up at 4 a.m, like stuff to like tasks.
It's
like
all
to get
targeted
shit
at
done.
old people too. You know, it's either like sex toys, like weird sex toys, or old people stuff.
If you've ever looked for a business podcast that was informative and also didn't put you to sleep, you know that there aren't many out there. Well, we found one. It's called IP Frequently, hosted by David and Brad. They offer solid, right-leaning business advice. They dabble in 80s music and current events. You might even call it the holy grail of business podcasts. You can subscribe to IP Frequently and stay up to date on their weekly stream of episodes wherever you get your podcasts. Again, it's two real American business dudes who know what it's like to run a business, talking current events and politics. It's straight talk, no chaser, plus badass 80s music. What's not to like about that? Again, it's IP Frequently, wherever you get podcasts.
We were getting into what
Yeah,
were
older
we
people.
we were talking about Jones doing mushrooms. Yeah, man. I mean, I love him. I think he's the nicest guy. I think he's completely overrated. I think he's seen way more negative than he should be. Like Dana had a freak out when she heard that Jones was going to be on.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, Sam, you don't understand. It's like, oh my God, what is he doing? I'm just like, I don't want to get into it because I don't want to get any flags on YouTube, but it's like, dude, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, even saying his name, I wonder is going.
Yeah, just beep, 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 beep. Wants to have beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, that's how I want to spend my fucking Friday is beeping words. That's a lot of fun. You would know that if you've ever done it.
So, Johnny, enough of that. You know what else I'm in? So, Johnny, I don't know about you, but I had a bug fly in my mouth the other day.
Oh, that's gross.
And it's just like, so I was walking, apparently I was mouth breathing or I was talking to myself.
No, you mouth breathe, dude. I hear
do?
it sometimes in
Let
the
me
mic.
show me what I do. What do you think that means? Do you think I wreck my nose by doing blow too much? Do you think my nose is just wrecked? Do you think my nose is like bumpy like a LA fucking alley that they refuse to fix?
I mean, can you comfortably breathe through your nose?
What's comfortably? I can do it, but
Like sit there for a while and breathe in and out through your nose. See if you can do it. Is it bothering you?
it doesn't bother me, but it's definitely bumpy road. Johnny, you remember when Domino's was filling in fucking potholes and they were bragging about it? And
I didn't remember. We talked about that one time. I didn't remember that. I looked it
They're
up.
filling
I found it.
potholes. I mean,
That's a good campaign, dude. By the way, if you live in a town like I grew up in where you only have like a Domino's or a Pizza Hut, you have no idea what you're missing. You've never had real pizza. I just want to say that.
Yeah, what do you think of LA pizza?
I like Joe's. I go for Joe's all the time.
Joe's is great.
It's like the solid, like middle of the road, like
Johnny.
blue collar, you know, just.
Johnny, are we friends?
Yeah, sure.
But we never hang out.
But think about it.
We're busy. We hang out.
But
our work
we
is
talk
hang out.
all the time. This is the shit we would be doing if we were hanging out. And I
so
think we
our
just
work is our hanging out.
We get it out of our system. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when we're done working, we don't want to see each other. again. But the reason I say it is because I want to take you to this. Will you look up wood fire pizza?
Oh, I've had it. Yeah. I've had
In the
that.
valley?
Yeah.
It's the best pizza.
My
And
girlfriend told me
It's
about
the
it.
smallest pizza place, and it's so fucking good. And like a lot of people think that the reason some of these the pizza sucks out west because of the water. Do you think of that? The water that made the dough.
Yeah, dude, I don't. They say that's New York. New York is why they have great pizzas because of the water. I don't believe it.
Do you think Chicago has great pizza?
I don't like that deep dish shit, if that's what you're talking about.
You don't like thick crust?
I like thicker crust, but the really deep ones that it's just like it's like a
Just
soup
all
almost.
dough?
Yeah, it's like
You're not into that?
not really.
Johnny,
no.
Johnny, can I ask you a question? And it could affect whether we move on with this podcast.
Yeah.
Do you like pineapple on your pizza?
Fuck no.
Who did that?
That's terrible. No, it's
Will you
disgusting.
see who invented that?
Yeah, that was a terrible idea.
Because I want to know who I'm going to fight for charity. Like, dude, that's the worst thing ever.
Like,
What do you
honestly,
like
when
on
you
your
said
pizza?
that, I was gonna think a lot less of you if you were gonna defend pineapple on your pizza.
I hate it, dude. I cannot stand hot with cold.
No, me either, dude. I'm right there with you. I also don't like sweet and savory mixed together. Like
I don't
you got
like
all
that
that
either.
tomato, like salty flavors.
What are
mixed
you
with
into?
fruit.
Like-
dude, I'm a straight cheese. I love a cheese pizza. I like cheese and pepperoni.
Okay.
You put some
I
cheese
don't
and
mind pepperoni, but I'm a
beef.
mushroom
See, I'm not a mushroom.
and
I don't
green
go for
pepper
mushroom.
guy. Give me mushrooms and green bell pepper, dog, all day.
I'd
with some
take-
thick
oh, here
ass
we go.
crust.
Okay, he's dead. So
He died?
That's one good thing.
Yeah, somebody fucking beat the shit out of him because he put pineapple on his
see.
pizza.
Let's see. Okay. Inventor of pineapple pizza passes away. President of Iceland sends his
Yeah,
condolences.
burn in hell, bro. Burn
Sam.
in hell.
Oh, it's a Hawaii thing. Sam Panopoulos passed away on Friday. He's said to have been the inventor of Hawaiian pizza. Earlier this year, I see. The reason this is being reported is because the president of Iceland said that if he got power, he would ban pineapple as a pizza topping.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would vote for that guy because I think pineapple on pizza is
He won,
right
so-
there with kindergarten teachers being able to talk about gay sex with their fucking kindergarten students. Right there, it's like pineapple pizza
just
and
gross,
grooming
yeah.
fucking kids. It's the same kind of gross and disgusting, and I will fight you if you do it.
And they're all trying to. Everybody's trying to like one up. You know, like it's like, oh, we got the barbecue chicken pizza or the cheeseburger, and I'm like, dude. Pizza, you can just do a good pizza, man.
Pizza's good by itself.
Just do one pizza good,
Yeah,
and you
but
can get.
you know what?
You can make your money.
Anybody into white pizza needs to go fuck
No, I
themselves.
don't like that either.
Dude, nothing pisses me off when you order a pizza and it shows up and they bring in a white pizza.
No.
I'm like, dude, who does this?
Flavorless, yeah.
Yeah, what is that?
No flavor on those things.
What
yeah.
is this supposed to be?
It's gross.
Just like is it just like dough and cheese?
yeah.
It's like who thought that was okay?
That's why I'm telling you what you're saying though is why Joe's is just reliable. It's like it's not going to be a 10. You're not going to get a 10 out of 10 and 9, but it's going to be a 7 out of 10 every time.
So at one time I went to a pizza place and I ordered a pizza over the phone. I go to get, I do it, and I'm gonna go. Why'd you give me a white pizza? He goes, because you ordered a white pizza. I go, brother, I've been on this planet for like 43 years. I've never ordered a white pizza in my life. I'm offended by white pizza. White pizza to me is the communism of pizza. Am I right? Like you only do it if you're poor and you can't afford tomato sauce, and that's why you do it. And you're sharing it with your village. That's all. That's
Or
the
if you're like in the KKK and you just everything white. you have to have,
Everything's got to be white.
We want a white pizza. Yeah, can you deliver that
no, but
to
even a racist can't.
Robert
like
E.
white-
Lee Avenue?
I think white pizza is the only thing racists don't like white. That's it. That's the
Really?
only white thing they don't like. That's it. That's it. Even the grand wizards of white supremacy hate white pizza. Fucking hate. Anyway,
White power, not white pizza.
white people, not white pizza. That should be a grand wizard.
Hey, wait, we're bringing the people together. You know, the BLM and their $6 million house, and then the poor country rednecks in the KKK. Did you see that story?
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh my
so
God,
crazy,
dude.
right?
If you don't know this story, the BLM, the people in charge of BLM, like the main nonprofit organization, it had been reported months ago that they had spent like $3 million on a few houses.
Yeah.
And then they had been trying to keep it a secret. They spent $6.5 million on a house out here on the West Coast.
Now, is it one house?
One house. Yeah.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
one house.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's got something like, hold on, we got to get that story. Hold on, let me see.
What do you think?
I'm sorry, a $6 million house.
So
Okay,
let me
it's a
ask you
mansion.
something, Johnny. If you're in Bel Air and the head of the BLM movement moves near you, what are your feelings going on? Like, you gotta be like, is this a good thing? Like, are you worried?
Yeah, you're worried. Yeah.
Yeah, of course you're worried.
Yeah.
Of course you're worried.
And it's not. It could. Yeah. I mean,
like,
it's just
dude, it's like
those. Not because we would be worried, but because people who live in Bel
I
Air
don't need
would
you
be
to
worried.
clean it up, Johnny. Nobody needs to clean that up.
Yeah, I'm
you just had the leader of a fucking group that just burnt down fucking half your city is now living next to you.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, they almost burned my apartment down. Like it was on my street corner.
Right, they don't, Johnny. They did. People don't really realize that. There's some comics that I still am pissed at. I haven't brought it up to them that fucking rioted outside our fucking studio, and like for some reason, by the grace of God, they didn't touch this place.
They tried to burn down my favorite Argentinian restaurant, Lala's. The palm tree was on
Dude,
fire.
imagine going after Lala's.
Lala's is great.
Lala's is the
It's
best.
solid, man.
I
It's
would,
rock
dude.
solid.
I would be like, dude, defend all black people. And then I would start punching people who are trying to burn down Lala's. Right? I love black people, but I love Lala's a little more.
That's the one I didn't okay, to a degree, I can get it if you're stealing shit from like CVS or whatever.
Yeah.
But just destroying people's businesses,
yeah.
like restaurants.
It's like, did anyone get mad when they stole from the Mac store? No, nobody gets mad at that, right?
no, yeah, if they got insurance on all that
Yeah,
shit.
right.
yeah.
You're going after mom and pop stores.
But then you're not even stealing shit. You're just destroying.
Yeah, just to be a piece of shit.
Okay, on a sunny day last spring, 3 leaders of the BLM movement, Patrice Colors, Alicia Garza, and Melina Abdullah, sat around a table on the patio of an expensive house in Southern California. The women were recording a YouTube video to mark the first anniversary of George Floyd's murder, and they discussed their racial justice work and the difficulties they had faced over the year. We're quoting now, Colors. For me, the hardest moments have been the right-wing media machine just leveraging literally all of its weight against me, against our movement, against the BLM organization. I'm some weeks out now from a lot of noise, so I have more perspective, right? While I was in it, I was in survival mode. She was referring to an April 2021 article in the New York Post, which revealed her purchase of 4 homes for nearly $3 million.
Unbelievable.
The disclosures had contributed to the idea that there's a disturbing gap between the fortunes of the movement's most visible figures and the on-the-ground activists.
Of course.
She resigned as executive director of BLM
Yeah.
on May 27th, within a few days of that chat. So then, here we go. Okay.
Do you hear what someone said BLM stands for?
Go on.
Buy lots of mansions.
I think they attempted to cancel us, but they have not been successful in canceling us, Abdullah said at another point in the conversation.
Yeah.
They've attempted to say, and I'm just going to say it, she bought some damn houses. We gonna cancel her. Garza cuts in, seemingly addressing the critics. Y'all don't know shit about what it takes to live in a box here. Whatever that. Okay. None of the women acknowledge the house behind them. It's far from a box. It's more than 6,500 square feet.
Did their butlers ever come in and refill their iced teas?
I'm sorry, ma'am. Would you like some more lemonade? More than half a dozen bedrooms and bathrooms, several fireplaces, a soundstage, a pool, and a bungalow, and parking for more than 20 cars, according to the real estate
20
listing.
cars. When you get
That's
a
like Tony
parking
Stark's
space
mansion.
when you get a parking garage for 20 cars, guess what you're expecting to do? Buy 20 cars.
That tells you who lived there.
Right?
The California property was purchased for nearly $6 million in cash in October
cash!
2020 with money that had been donated.
Is that legal, Johnny?
Apparently it is. I was reading this story. It is.
Oh my God.
This is the funny thing, though, dude. They were okay. Hold on, let me just see if I can find this part. They knew. Okay, here it was on March 30th. I asked. This is the journalist talking. I asked the organization questions about the house, which is known internally as Campus. Afterward, after leaders found out that this was going to be a story, they got their internal emails, and this is the kind of shit they were sending around to each other. These are the subjects of like the emails. It was like, "Can we kill the property story?" And then someone else said, "Our angle needs to be to deflate ownership of the property." And then someone else said, "The house is part of the cultural arm of the organization, potentially as an influencer house." That's what they're thinking about. They could call it, where abolition plus based content is produced by artists and creatives. Another bullet is headed accounting /990 modifications. They're like, we got to fix this, the paperwork on this shit. And then another one says, we need to make sure first that it's legally okay for us to use it, how we plan to. And then another memo says that they should describe it as a safe house for leaders of the movement whose safety has been threatened. But then someone else realized, wait, there are holes in that story, because if we're planning to use it as a place to make public YouTube videos, do we really want it to be like a secret safe house for it? So they're just scrambling, dude, behind the scenes, like, oh, what the fuck do we do to get out of this? Isn't that hilarious?
That
man?
is fucking
They just
nuts.
stepped in it, bro. They saw that money rolling in. They were like, dude, we got to spend this fucking cash.
I mean, dude, can you see how much money BLM raised? It had to be hundreds of millions, right?
Black Lives raised $90 million
wow.
in 2020.
Wow.
And it says in January they have $60 million on hand. And it's unclear who controls it.
Yeah, exactly. And how much of that went to Act Blue? Will you look that up? And I don't want to get political on the show, but it's hilarious.
I mean, you had it. Isn't that amazing?
It is so hilarious. And it is typical, like, liberal shit, right? It's
Absolutely,
just,
yeah.
Like, it's just typical shit. And it makes me
they
laugh.
can sit there on that patio in the richest part of one of the richest cities in the world, complaining about being targeted.
100%.
I mean, the hypocrisy is at a 10, man.
It's so freaking funny. So, yeah, Johnny, it is crazy. A couple things. I ate a bug. I tried to get into that before. I ate a bug.
That's where we were. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I ate a bug, and it flew right in my mouth. And I didn't think it got in there. I'm like, oh, it flew away. And then I gulped, and it got crunchy.
Oh, that's gross, bro.
The worst. And Johnny, I don't know about you, but I have been vigilantly on the lookout for mosquitoes. Because I don't know if you heard about this.
After you swallowed the bug, or?
Yeah, I was freaking out. But luckily, I know it wasn't a fucking mosquito. Have you seen
Oh,
that?
you worried about those GMO mosquitoes?
Yeah. Have you seen the mosquitoes in LA lately?
No, I haven't
Johnny,
seen it.
I'm not lying to you.
I gotta be honest, I've never seen a mosquito.
Dude, they're huge. Oh, Johnny, I'm not lying to you. These things are like birds. They're like, I mean, because I lived in LA and like I'm prime rib. Well, I mean, when I lived in upstate New York, I'm like prime rib for like mosquitoes.
They're
Like,
not a lot here, though, are there?
no.
Yeah.
And that's why I loved it. That's why I loved it, dude.
They need water, and it's so dry out here.
Now, dude, they're showing up, bro, and they're fucking huge.
Really?
These things have elbows. Dude, this thing, I kill them all the time because they're not good for puppies and dogs.
Looks like that trans lady's dick with wings on it just flying around.
100%, dude. It looks like something out of a Godzilla movie, dude. And you fucking hit it, and it just like separates its shoulder, and it's just like gives you dirty looks, and just fucking drunkenly flies off.
Grabs your fly swatter. It's like, how do you like it?
Dude. I mean, they're fucking huge, man. And I'm scared shitless of them. And everyone's like, yeah, dude, you know, like, do you believe this story, by the way?
On the GMO mosquitoes?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Do I believe that they're genetically...
They're just going to release these mosquitoes?
Well,
and
I've heard that they've been doing that for years. Like, I
mean, is that how Lyme disease got spread?
Shit, I wouldn't do it.
What do you mean you wouldn't do it?
Release genetically
Of course,
modified
you're not
mosquitoes.
like an evil mastermind trying to take over the world.
But I wouldn't even do it even if it was what it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't even do it then. I think you start fucking with nature like that, dude. It's gonna. It's
so fucking gross, man.
The big ones are females, by the way.
Right into my mouth. Right into my mouth.
Oh, that's so. Was it a mosquito?
No, thank God. Well, how do I know? I swallowed it.
Oh, that's gross.
It's the gross thing that's ever happened to me. It's the grossest thing.
I had one. You see, I'm kind of a mental patient sometimes, and I thought maybe one went into my ear, but I wasn't sure. So then I started freaking out, like Googling, like, what do you do if it flows? And I thought maybe I could hear it. In
Like
my
it
ear.
lived
I
in your
wasn't
ear?
sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it flew in my ear. I just felt like it did something in my head. I started spiraling, so I started reading what to do. And I first put water in my ear.
Were you
And
gonna drown it?
Well, like, and like, yeah, it would like come up, climb. That was my thought.
Like,
and then I read
send water down there,
I
so,
read
and
you're
then it
not
would swim upstream. Let me get this right. So the mosquito would swim upstream
or just
against
it
all
would like
odds.
not even swim. It would just like float to the top.
Oh, so your plan is for the water to be like just a lazy river, like
Flush it out, yeah.
Like so the mosquito is somewhat like he's at some kind of water park.
Yeah.
And he's going like a kid that doesn't understand how water park. He's trying to go up. He's like slowly flying
It's
above.
clear
it, so
you understand the concept. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just understanding your plan with the mosquito.
So then I read online that one thing you can do, you shouldn't put water in your ear.
Okay.
So then I started freaking out about that
'Cause
more than the bug.
You would already
yeah.
put water in there.
And then I read that you could put a little oil in your ear, like
Okay.
olive oil. That was
Yeah.
kind of safe if you
and then
wanted
you read
to do
another
that.
article said never put oil or water in your ear.
Well, then I started thinking like, okay, if I put the oil and water don't mix, so then if I put the oil in, maybe it'll like flush out
like
the
what
water.
kind of oil?
Olive
like,
oil.
Oh, olive oil,
So I
not
put the olive oil in my
WD-40.
ear. And no, not WD-40. And it was, dude, it became like I didn't, by the end of it, I didn't care about the bug. I just wanted all this shit out of my ear.
Yeah,
And it
of
was
course.
a problem for like days
Of
after.
course.
I do shit like that all the time, dude.
Yeah,
Start
dude.
spinning out about health things, and it's just
Yeah, you're just getting fucking weird. You're trying to flush out a mosquito out of your fucking ear. But by the way, dude, have you ever heard stories about people like they go to a growth and it's like
oh, and it's like spiders.
spiders?
Yeah,
Ugh.
dude, that's like that show that I don't understand. Dr. Pimple Popper that they're always. Do you know this? Do you know about this?
women love popping pimples,
It's
man.
so
It's like it's such a weird thing because women have such
It's gross, dude.
women are so more in tune with their bodies.
Do you think that they have a higher tolerance for gross shit because they have to deal with like
yeah, with
bleeding
blood all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. They love that stuff. They love popping zits. It's fun for them. I hate it. Nothing's worse because I used to get these giant welts when I was really unhealthy. I would get welts on the side of my neck.
Oh, really? What, infected hairs and shit like that?
Well, infected hairs. I've just eating and drinking and living like shit. Drinking, doing drugs, eating like giant fucking like Starbucks cups full of like sugar and all that stuff, and I would just get welts.
I think about all that. I mean, before we really knew anything about health, like I mean, I drank so much soda,
Dude.
just full sugar soda all the time.
When Burger King opened up in my town, my dad would take us there like 4 nights a week.
Me too, man. Me too,
We were
dude.
just
I ate
living
Burger
that
King
life.
all the time.
All the time.
We didn't
dude.
even have a McDonald's for a long
I
time.
loved Burger King.
What's your
sandwich.
go-to on there?
I
Oh,
love-
chicken sandwich?
Dude, I love Whoppers. Whopper Juniors.
man.
I love
What do you
them.
got on your Whopper? You got some weird stuff, right?
No, dude, I just don't like onions.
Yeah, I know. I just do cheese and ketchup. That's it.
But you remember, like,
purist.
that literally the most unhealthy chicken sandwich is the Burger King chicken sandwich. Have you ever seen? It's like it's just.
I only eat Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches. I don't like any of the other ones.
Do you know? Yeah, I mean, like this was so good, dude, and it was just pure manufactured.
Have you tried to eat it like since then though? It's not as good anymore.
I don't
Like,
eat fast food like I use.
I don't either.
The most fast food I would eat right now is like, so if I'm on a gig and I'm driving,
Yeah.
I do one In-N-Out. I love In-N-Out.
In-N-Out's great. Yeah, In-N-Out's
like to
great.
be, I have In-N-Out jokes out there because I have a joke about a chick who gave me anal once because I bought her In-N-Out. That's a true story.
You just got to get in there before the In-N-Out gets there. You know what I mean? Like-
Well, we had some mistakes there going on. Some shit happened, but yeah, hey, dude, the biggest thing is not to make a big issue about. Just walk over there.
I
your
can't
chocolate.
even. Oh, dude, what's your ranking of burgers? Like, I think Five Guys is on my Mount Rushmore there.
I mean, for me, dude, if the In-N-Out burger was a little bigger, it wouldn't even be. No one would be.
yeah,
able
the
to
patties too. There's too bread. There's too
It's
much
just
bread
too
to
small.
bun.
It's too small. If it was like a big patty, it would be getting. Nobody would be able to bang. Now, Big Mac is so good, but when you eat it, your body just is like, oh,
It
fuck
revolts.
you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like McDonald's cucks you when you eat it. It's big a Big Mac. It cucks you.
That's so funny.
It just
It really does. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you're a little bitch. bitch. Eat this, you little bitch.
Like that documentary about that Morgan Spurlock ate, Supersized Me, where he
Like,
just
you
ate
remember when
McDonald's.
like that came out and everyone's like, did you see that? You're like,
That guy's a pussy, first of all. He vomited after eating like 3 Big Macs. Give me a break,
like
dude.
dude,
I
it's
was
like,
doing that
I
by 12.
ate McDonald's for 30 days straight. I almost died. You're like, yeah. Yeah, when did anybody think it was going to go any other way but that? And then you remember when McDonald's like did their kind of counter to that? Be like, this guy ate McDonald's all the time. He lost 30 pounds. Yeah, because they had to cut off his leg because they had tumors and shit.
That's when they all started adding salads and shit to their menu, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember they would have like these tiny ass little salads. By the way, I want to talk. Have you noticed? I got one of these meal kits the other day that because me and my girlfriend were thinking about ordering some.
I love those.
Well, some of them are real good, like especially the ones that sponsor our shows. They're great. But this is not one of those. I got one the other day, and it was legit just Salisbury steak and macaroni and cheese. I swear, dude, it was one of those they found a way to charge us for those microwave meals from the 90s.
Yeah.
Because it was exactly that. It was Salisbury steak and mac and cheese, just like that frozen shit, and I paid 10 times more for it.
Well, you know, it's like when I first had
It's a
the
racket.
babies and I was living in the valley, that's all I was eating were those.
Were you cook it at home, though?
Yeah.
See, I'm talking about the ones that are pre-made.
No, it's pre-made, but you cook it at your house.
No, I'm talking about the ones that's already been cooked, and you just, like,
Open
put it in
and
the oven
eat
or
it?
microwave it. Yeah.
No, I didn't have that. I was doing that. I lost.
Do you
so
get
much
angry
weight.
cooking? Like if you're trying to cook with somebody, like I can't cook with my girlfriend. I get pissed off too much. Like I feel like the pressure's on, and I just start getting mad.
It's too much pressure on you. I'm not a good cook. I can barely do spaghetti. That's one of my goals, and I want to learn Spanish.
I can do a lot of meats and stuff. I can do like steaks and
I'm
ribs
not good at
and
that at
brisket
all.
and stuff like
I'll
that. I'm
burn
good at that.
everything, dude.
You
But-
should get a smoker. It's like it takes a lot of the guesswork out.
All right, I'll get a smoker.
Yeah, you just set the temperature. It's like an oven kind
So
of.
Johnny, I'm thinking about my goal is to learn how to cook better, how to I want to learn a foreign language, and I want to learn piano.
What language?
I'm gonna start with Spanish.
That's the move. Yeah.
So what I'm doing is because I'm not watching porn anymore.
Yeah, you got all that. You got hours and hours
Dude,
of free time.
Johnny, I have so much fucking time. And now, Johnny, here's the thing. That makes it sound like I was watching porn all the time.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
I really wasn't. It was just like these moments, these windows where I'm bored. Okay, I'm gonna watch the porn.
But you're jerking off when you're watching?
Most of the time.
Most of the time, really.
Who watches porn for the plot?
Well, no,
Johnny?
I'm surprised you're jerking off that much. How much are you jerking off a day?
Not as much as I used to.
Okay. Like Ranazizi told us that he puts up, like he does one before he even gets out of bed in the morning, and he it was something like 3, 4, 5 a day.
I know.
You ever did numbers like that regularly?
No.
He was saying
Even when I
hundreds
was-
and hundreds of times a year he jerks off.
No. I would do like maybe one a day,
Yeah,
sometimes one
okay.
every other day. Now I'm not.
So what? You're just so when you're saying you're watching porn a bunch of little time, you're not actually jerking off to completion. No, you're just jerking off a little bit like each time.
No, I'm going to Pound Town
So you do jerk off more than once a day.
once, but not twice a day, but once a day. But then I'm just like I'm over it. I'm just it's like I don't judge it. I don't care. I think there's girls out there and guys that find a way to make a living that makes their life better.
And if you're one of those girls, message us at Johnny A. Woodard on Instagram. We'd love to hear from you.
Listen, I already have enough porn friends.
I don't.
I had so many and people thought I was Tom from Porn Space. That's how many fucking.
What is porn space?
Well, that's a joke. Tom from MySpace.
Oh, okay.
How he'd be everybody's friend.
Yeah, I get what you're
Everyone-
saying. No, but I thought there was some like parody. Like
I'm sure there was
Porn-
a website out there
That's
called
brilliant,
Porn
yeah.
Space. What were we talking about, Johnny?
I think we were just kind of meandering there.
No, we had something we were talking about.
Good luck.
Oh, so anyways, Johnny, fantasies and all that stuff. So recently,
Oh, porn. Yeah.
so when I run around, Johnny, I like to run through Hollywood Boulevard, right? I like to run around. I like to just jog.
Down by that church and stuff.
No, I'll run. Like when the Oscars were going, they were setting up. I would run in front. What I like to do is run down Hollywood Boulevard by Man's Chinese, all those places, right? And I'll just run, and I walk.
It went from Mans to what Grumman's or whatever that
Yeah.
was, and then TCL.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay.
So it went around. Boom, boom, bang, bang. You know, like it just changes based on who
has
goes out
money,
of
yeah.
business, right? And then somebody else comes in. So, anyways, I'm running. And all of a sudden, I see a buddy of mine I hadn't seen since the pandemic started. His name, at first, I can't remember his name. And I know it's biblical, his name. I just can't remember it. So I'm like, I go, hey, dude. And I have to buy time, right? I have to buy time because I can't remember his name. And I love this guy. I just can't remember his name. My head is going through the Rolodex, and I know it's a biblical name.
Yeah, that's like half of the English names are some kind of biblical.
No, but it's like super biblical.
Like Adam.
No, like the Adam's a name you'd hear everywhere. Like one you'd be like, okay, that sounds like it's straight out of the Bible.
Ezekiel.
Something like that, right?
Okay.
I go, hey, dude, text
Zebediah.
me. Hey, dude, I need your number.
Methuselah.
Text me. So he texts me real quick, comes up. His name is Yael.
Okay.
And Yael always sounded like to me like he was like Jesus's shroom dealer. Right? Like in the Bible, Yael descended upon Christ, gave Christ the keys to other lands and other, like he just was like giving Jesus his mushrooms a trip with Mary and all the apostles, right?
You want me to read what that means?
Yeah, what does Yael mean?
Yael is the name of the heroine who delivered Israel from the army of King Jabin of Canaan in the book of Judges of the Hebrew Bible.
Yeah.
After Barak failed to take action at the behest of the prophetess Deborah, God turned Sisera over to Yael, who killed him by driving a tent peg through his skull after he entered her tent near the great tree in Zanim near Kadesh.
Hold on. So this guy killed a bitch?
No, this bitch killed a guy. And
Yael was a chick?
Well, check her out. I mean, she's there. She is right
Oh,
there.
snaps.
Just driving a tent peg through this guy's fucking head.
Oh my God, dude, that's brutal.
Look at her face, dude. Look at her face. Like she's sewing a dress or something.
She's in the
just
zone.
like, I'm busy about my work here.
In the zone.
Putting a hole in this guy's head.
So Yael,
Look at that expression, dude. Just kills me.
She's like, just gonna kill this guy. That's all I'm gonna do. It's kind of like, what was that movie about the lady who basically kidnaps her favorite author and won't let him leave, so she keeps snapping his ankle?
Misery.
Like,
I love that
she's
movie.
like,
Kathy Bates. Kathy Bates.
Smash.
Dude, that disturbed me. I watched. My dad would show me inappropriate movies for a kid to be seeing. Like he would just take me to the movies to see them when I was a kid, and that one lived with me throughout my childhood and into adulthood. When she breaks his legs, man.
What was it? Space Odyssey. What was that?
2001.
Yeah, when I was young, they showed me that, and they're like, maybe you shouldn't watch this. You might have nightmares. Sure shit. Had nightmares.
Yeah, that's a trip, dude.
Had nightmares.
I mean, that's hard for a lot of adults to deal with that movie.
Had freaking nightmares. Right? So I see Yael. I'm like, Yael, what's going on? We're talking. So to understand what Yael is black, but he looks Puerto Rican.
Okay.
He's got a giant afro. Coolest cat ever.
And how'd you know him again?
Well, I knew him through just like stand up and all this other shit.
Okay.
But we're always good friends. I used to give him rides home all the time and all that stuff. Everything okay?
Yeah, it's just Chris Neff sent me a text. I was seeing what it was.
One of 1,000.
Something like that.
So we're talking. He's got a 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu shirt on.
Okay.
So I take a picture. I send it to Eddie. He's like, no way. Where are you? I'm like, I'm here. He goes, yeah, he takes it with a buddy of ours that teaches jiu-jitsu. Anyways, so we're talking. Out of nowhere comes this, one of the princesses of the Hollywood Boulevard. You know where they
The characters.
yeah, the characters, they take pictures with you. Now, I've seen crazy shit happen. I've seen like
They're all mental patients. down
yeah,
there.
they're all mental patients, drug addicts. We're sitting there. She comes up. She's like, "Hey, boys." We're like, "Hi, hey, how's it going?" She's like, "So, you guys want a picture with me or whatever?" And she starts feeling us up. She just starts rubbing us, and we're like, "No, we're okay. We live here." She's like, "Oh, really? You guys looking for some
weird
some smoke? You guys looking for a little bit of smoke?" We're like, weed? She's like, yeah. You're
Who
like,
sells weed on the street?
I go,
in
no,
LA?
because we're both sober. I'm like, no, we're both sober. She's like, you sure? You're like, yeah, we don't smoke. She's like, how about some yayo? You guys want some yayo, huh? And we're like, okay.
Drug dealing Disney character.
She's like, yayo. You guys looking for a little yayo? I got some yayo.
This
We
is
can
so
make this
funny.
happen, man. I'm like, We started staring at each other. We're like, no, we're good. Thank you, though. She goes, you guys looking for a good time? You guys want a good time? I'm like,
everything's on the menu for her.
how this princess just went from like, want to take a picture to us to me and this guy running a train on her.
Bro, you got to keep saying no and just see where it ends up, man.
Well, dude, how much crazier does it get to me?
That's what I'm saying. I know. It's,
bang, having menage a trois with this freaking.
was she attractive in any way?
Like, I mean, she was attractive enough to pull off princess.
Right, but I mean, that's not saying. I mean, a lot of those. Are down
No,
there.
she was like, dude, Johnny, you also have to understand, like, at my age, 49, almost 50, anything in their 30s and 20s,
Okay.
like, especially
But I mean,
early
did she
30s,
look like she had been living on the street or something?
like, let me tell you, she looks like a princess that was a little hungover. That's what she looked like, right? She was a little hungover. Her wig was off, which, Johnny, going back, like, I'm starting, as we talked about, I'm starting a charity to get trans better wigs, okay? Because they have some bad wigs.
Good
out
cause.
there,
It's a good
right?
cause. I wonder
She
what
had-
kind of mansion you'll end up getting.
She had a off wig, but she was soliciting us for sex. And then she started speaking Spanish to Yael.
Oh, because she assumed he was Puerto Rican.
Yeah, she likes squitzers. His mom says some fucking mama tacos.
Mama, tell you, Mama, talk this fucking dumbass.
He's like, I don't speak Spanish.
I want you to really learn Spanish so that your Spanish feels are like a little bit more
She
realistic.
just keeps touching. And so we're like, okay, we're good. She walks over. She starts groping another guy. And that's her
Really?
move. Yeah, that's her move.
Must work.
Get you in. Hey, you want a picture? $20. Hey, you want some fucking snatch?
Yeah. You already paid for the picture. You're halfway
But
to a
what if
hand
she's
job,
just
you know?
into like that's her kink? She wants to be a princess and hook up with people. Like how much easier it is for a woman to cross off their bucket list than it is a guy,
It's so much easier, yeah.
right?
It's so much easier.
But how crazy is that? It's crazy. This is what I found funny, Johnny, is that I found it interesting, Johnny, that watching the NCAA championship game, or it was the Final Four, about those kids are all 18 and 19, right? Most of them are 18, 19.
Yeah.
Were you blown away by how many of them were fully sleeved with tats?
Tats, yeah. It's a real thing, dude.
Like by 18,
it's amazing.
you're fully sleeved. What are you
Black
doing?
and white players, yeah. It's just it's something cultural in basketball.
We talked about it on the show. We made huge advancements in black tattoos. I mean, like, if I hear another black person complain about America doesn't care about black people, I go, look at
The only thing you really can't do is like colored tattoos. They don't look as good on black people, like with reds and blue. You know
That's
what I mean?
Johnny Woodard's racist statement. I think they look great, Johnny.
No, it's a pretty well known thing that like
By who? By you and your
people with darker complexions don't
you
like.
and your clan friends who hate white pizza and fucking
No,
black
no.
tattoos with color.
No, I just used to talk to a girl who had darker skin, and she always said that like that was a thing. So
I'm sure they're working on that in some kind of tattoo lab. Okay. But man,
it's just, it's the same reason you don't like for color paper you get for your kids is not brown. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't show up.
man, you just keep digging yourself deeper and deeper. I hope nobody clips this and puts this out anywhere. Johnny Woodard thinks black tattoos suck.
No, not black tattoos. Color tattoos on colored people.
Oh, yeah. Colored on colored, Johnny. Colored on colored. Johnny, so anyways. So, yeah, Johnny, did we talk about this? Like how people get offended by the term colored people, but are okay with the term people of color?
It makes no sense, yeah.
It just doesn't.
It's the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
How about if I want to give money to the United Negro College Fund?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? It's
Has anyone
hypocrisy.
thought about changing that name?
It's hypocrisy, dude.
So, Johnny, okay. So, can you go to Too Afraid to Ask on Reddit?
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Let's pick out some of those questions because they are hilarious. I'll let you scan it. It's so fun.
Another one I like too is "Am I the asshole?" Reddit. Have you ever seen?
Yeah,
that
but
one?
Johnny, we'll go now. Let me end this. Why are you at 18 fully tatted, sleeves up?
it's just like
at 18.
It's the same reason you
Yeah,
smoke.
but dude,
or
it's
something
like
that.
you're not the same. Listen, dude, this isn't old guy. This is like, dude, when you're 40, You're going to be a different person, have different needs.
Well, that's the reason I don't get tattoos ever, because my tastes change from week to week.
Well, I didn't get my tattoo till I was in my 40s. No, I got one tattoo at 35. But I didn't get my tattoos till later, and like I'm pretty much going to be the person I'm going to be. Like my interests are going to be the same. Like, dude, some of these kids are going to be like 45, divorced twice, kids with multiple women, and they're going to have SpongeBob SquarePants tattoos all over their arms. It just like doesn't even make any sense.
Let's do this real quick. We haven't done this. Will be just a quick thing. We haven't done a bobblehead alert in a really long time. Let's do it real quick.
Bobblehead.
New bobblehead alert! Bobblehead alert! Bobblehead alert! Bobblehead alert! It's a new bobblehead alert! Bobblehead alert!
We got our theme song playing.
I'm not gonna look at it.
No, look
am I
at
gonna
it.
guess first?
You can guess. You can guess why it might be something that I would buy, but that I would now give to you.
Oh, ho. I can already starting to get what. So, Johnny, would you say this person is the first bobblehead for you, and maybe not necessarily?
Wait, what?
So, like, maybe it's a bobblehead that you would love that I might not love.
No, it's not like that. No.
All right.
You're gonna like it probably.
No. Oh my.
That's not what you were thinking, huh?
It's interesting, but
Yeah.
because now he's on the Dodgers.
It's Freddie Freeman.
You know, Johnny. I'm gonna put this in the bobblehead. What do we call this?
Babylon.
Babylon. I'm gonna put in Babylon.
Okay.
I could easily be like disrespectful and be like, nope.
No, he's a Dodger now.
Yeah, I know, but it is.
He's holding his Braves World Series trophy.
Yeah,
but
that's
he's a Dodger.
it. That's it. That's so funny, bro. If anyone wants to know who,
If you want to see what a real World Series trophy looks like and not a Mickey Mouse World Series trophy like the Dodgers one, that's it right there. If you want to see that. There he is. I don't think that's a good likeness of Freddie Freeman. It doesn't. I thought they did a kind of a poor job, but that thing cost me $60, right? And I've been waiting 6 months to get it in the mail.
Oh, it took 6 months to get it.
It took so long to get because they were all just sold out after I ordered it right after they won, and it took forever.
All right, Johnny. Part of me wants to fucking throw this.
He's on your team now. Like, show it to the camera.
Yeah, but Johnny,
Let the camera see it. There's your Freddie Freeman bobblehead.
there's your Freddie Freeman
World
bobblehead.
champion Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, now on the Dodgers.
Now on the Dodgers because we
Now
got
on
the
the
Braves got a
Dodgers.
better player.
So Johnny,
Younger.
if you could do anything to to the Lakers, what would you do right now? If you had to,
Wait, if I wanted, like,
if
because I
you-
would try to destroy
if-
the Lakers. If it was me.
right. But now you own the Lakers.
Yeah, okay. And it's in my interest.
Yes.
I would trade as many of those veterans as I could to see what I could get out of them and start collecting draft picks.
Like LeBron James has to have a no trade clause, but
Yeah.
I dude, they're finally.
I would make him want to leave, though.
Do you know what the Lakers' problem is? And it's the same
it's
thing
LeBron
that
James is their
the
GM,
Comedy
man.
Store went through for a little while. The Comedy Store, when Tommy was running it, Tommy allowed comedians to get bigger than the Comedy Store. He would allow them to pick where they're going, and some of them went nuts. Right. And I still love all of them. I'm not going to say their names. Everyone's moved on. But he allowed these comics to think they were bigger than the Comedy Store. And nobody's bigger than the Comedy Store. The Comedy Store will always be the store. It will ebb and flow like the universe hermetic principles. There'll be light and then there'll be dark moments, but nobody's bigger than the Comedy Store. But that's the problem with what's going on with the Lakers right now. The Lakers, since Jerry Buss died, allowed players to be bigger than the organization.
Well, you know who looks good in hindsight to me is Mitch Kupchak. Like, I mean, he in hindsight, they kind of ran him out of town, but in hindsight, he looks like a guy who kind of.
But here's the problem with the Lakers.
Jerry West,
here's the problem with the Lakers is they allowed Kobe, and then they allowed LeBron to be bigger than the team.
Kobe was nothing like what LeBron is, though.
No, but if you look at Kobe's last couple years, taking too much money, wasn't putting out anything.
That's why Tom Brady deserves
and guess
all
what?
of anything. Yeah,
but here's the thing: nobody wanted to play with Kobe towards the end. Nobody wanted to play with him, and guess what? Nobody wants to play with LeBron. He's not going to get any.
Well, you say that, dude, but they keep coming in. What do you mean?
No major guys. Like he has to trade for these dudes. And
but I mean, most of the guys he's traded for had no trade clauses,
I would move Anthony Davis. He's never going to change.
I'd move him. Yeah,
this is who he is. I would get wing guys
I'd get picks, dude. I just do it right, man.
If
Do
you
it
can
right.
move LeBron, go LeBron.
Send him
Where
back
do you
to
wanna
Cleveland. Go to
You
Cleveland.
want to go to Miami? We'll send you to Miami. You want to go to Cleveland? We'll go to Cleveland. They should never get near LeBron James again.
You know they
Be
would
like-
though. He's gonna go retire.
I don't know. I think the owner don't like him. Do you know where it would take him in a heartbeat? And you could probably get some decent players for him. Sacramento. Sacramento would
Yeah.
take him, and he would just ride them right into the ground. LeBron.
What do you think about like Boston? You think they would?
Boston may.
Yeah, they could put together a trade for him too. That would work.
Yeah, but like, why would you want to give up any real talent for LeBron at this point?
no, he's too old now.
He's too old.
Although he played okay. I mean, if you look at his numbers, he's all right.
Yeah, but it's the whole thing about like Westbrook gets killed for putting up stats. LeBron gets held.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah,
It's the exact same. Everybody's killing Westbrook when he's doing what he's always done. LeBron James could have had so many more players, Buddy Hield and DeRozan. The team would be way better.
yeah. I'm with you.
But the reason I bring it up is like, are you shocked that no one's talking about winning time? Are you shocked?
That show's great.
And nobody talks about it. Like
Yeah.
we talk about, but I don't see any like big push on social media.
Yeah, the only person I saw talking about was Earl Skakel, and we were talking about he thought that the guy playing Jerry West was too short, but
That's it. I
Yeah,
think
that was his
everybody on
one
that
gripe. He loved
show
it,
is way shorter.
Oh
than
no,
him.
his big gripe was that they don't mention how Jerry Buss also on the hockey team. That was it.
What, the Kings?
Yeah, whatever. I didn't even know. I'm not a hockey.
Well, you
guy.
know what I find really interesting? They don't ever talk about Jerry Buss's sons. Is that crazy?
I didn't even know he had sons.
Yeah, I think he's got two.
I know he had other kids, but were they not born yet though? Maybe at this
No,
time?
they were born.
Okay.
And
'Cause,
I,
mean, this
think
is a
she
guy who
was
probably
the
had late-
youngest of them,
Interesting. Jeannie was.
right?
Hold on just a second.
How much do you think is accurate? How much do you think is just like them just
Yeah,
like
he owned the Kings. Yeah.
whipping it together just to make it
A lot of it is, yeah.
just whipping it together?
Yeah, but I think a lot of it's pretty real. I mean, I think a lot of like they're heightening the like Kareem is this the kind of how that's an interesting take on Kareem though. Like they kind of made him the asshole for being all into this kind of Black Power.
Yeah, I love it as he
yeah.
bangs white chicks. I always thought like that
Did you
was-
see that coming though? Like I thought this show would have gone the other way with that completely. Like they would have hailed him as this kind of icon, this guy that should be lauded for his seriousness about those issues.
I really do believe that the reason that more people don't put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the same category as Michael Jordan, like he almost forces people to do it based on his stats. It's because he wasn't nice to the press. He wasn't nice to those guys.
It's funny, but he's like a teddy bear now. Every time I see him on TV, he's just smiling and being sweet to people. And
Yeah,
stuff.
because he's probably learned that like if I'm nicer to people, people are nice to me. And then he goes off, and it's so funny because he's such a like cerebral guy.
Yeah, big time.
And he's still pushing this. Fuck, can you beep that? God damn it. Anyways, so he went off on LeBron about that, and now he's backtracking and apologizing.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're the GOAT, bro. You don't apologize, LeBron James. You're the GOAT.
Hold on. I'm just writing that down.
Dude, think about that, dude. He came into he won like what 3 championships with Kareem with UCLA, then went to the NBA and won a championship instantly. Think about that, Johnny. Somehow the Lakers got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson in a draft. Do you think that would ever happen? I mean, the Lakers, the last time that happened, Shaq and Kobe. But Kobe wasn't seen as a Magic Johnson type coming in. He went, what, 15th? Or like, what number did it?
Kobe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like 12, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
He wasn't seen as
I mean,
that
the Hornets
guy.
drafted him and then traded for him because he told the fucking Hornets he wouldn't play for them, and he admitted later he's like, I would have played for the Hornets. Piece of shit. Like he should think about that. How much different the Hornets would have never left. It'd have completely changed that franchise, dude. It's one of like the most haunting what ifs in North Carolina sports history is to think about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, and you're just gonna start seeing it more. I mean, like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I have no comment on that. I'm kind of.
But it makes me, you had this take that, and this is the same thing I've been thinking, is that like, man, it seems like they're having fun,
Oh yeah, like they're having fun. It's so interesting because they're like, it's very interesting how
13th overall.
how they make the women react to some of the sexist things. They roll their eyes like, oh, do I got to put up with this? But like most of those women were like, yeah, this is great. Let's hang out. Let's go to the fun. Oh, I get to hang out with stars and have fun, and I get free shit and drugs. And yeah, Jerry Buss is old, but he's rich. He owns the Lakers. We're going to all suck his dick and be great, happy people.
He
What's wrong
looks
with
so
that?
much like Jerry Buss, dude. It's
And
amazing.
it's just like, hey, man, untalented women in Hollywood ruined the celebrity.
Untalented women in Hollywood ruin celebrity. What do you mean by that?
Like, dude, it's like how many of these chicks are like, oh my God, oh my God, this happened to me. It's like he was mean to me. It's like, oh my God, he asked me to have sex with him. It's like, yeah, that's what happens. And someone said this the best, like the Me Too movement was like to scare men off from hitting on women. And there is some to that, right?
Well, and
then you got women walking around like, where are all the good guys? They don't hit on me. Yeah, because you've weaponized it.
Yeah.
And it's like, right now we're cool. And then 5 years from now, you're like, oh my God, I'm this age. I don't have kids. My career's not going anywhere. I'm just going to do this Hail Mary pass where I think that I'm infamous. And I mistake that for being famous because I see a couple people tweet my name. And suddenly I think that means something. Like, ask yourself, where anybody that did that, are they anywhere? And what happened? Like,
I mean, that was their 15 minutes, yeah. And they're
gone.
Gone.
And now what happened? And like, I know the girls that accuse, or the ones who are at the center of the Louis C.K. thing, they didn't come forward. Some fucking reporter did it. Right? But now Louis C.K.'s just won a Grammy. How crazy is that? When you heard that, you're like, it's amazing. Good for him.
It makes me kind of have more respect for the people voting for the Grammy.
Right? And then like Chris D'Elia is selling out everywhere he's going.
This is from Vox, which is just a liberal fucking
Piece of
cesspool. The headline is Gerard Carmichael's new comedy special is everything Louis C.K. sincerely is not.
I love Gerard Carmichael.
Yeah.
I love him. I'm happy he came out.
But it puts a weapon in the hands of people like that who will politicize it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just like, you know what? I hope Gerard goes on to a place where he dominates so hard no one cares what his sexuality is, and I hope he doesn't get defined by it. It's brave, good for him. I love him. I knew that kid was gonna be gold. I used to call him the Young Guns. I go, oh, look at the
You
Young
used to come
Guns
on Punch
here.
Drunk a lot.
I used to, yeah, dude. Gerard Carmichael, look at him, dude, the Young Gun. He's coming for my job. Bam, blew up. You know? His first television special, Johnny, was an HBO special.
Really?
Filmed by Spike Lee.
His first special?
No, Johnny. His first television appearance.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Was an HBO special.
Wait, it was his special?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Kid was just...
I mean, it was good. It was like a good...
You knew Gerard
How
Carmichael.
many years in was he when that happened?
I don't know, man. But he was good from the... Dude,
But
Gerard
early.
Carmichael is smooth jazz.
His energy is great, too, on stage. I mean,
Dude,
it's just
I
what
like-
everybody
dude.
wishes they could do.
So, like, he's part of these young guys that are just like, they got... Like, there's certain people you see him right out the gate. Taylor Thompson like that. Punky Johnson. Punky Johnson was hard to follow. When she didn't know what she was doing. Now, she's been touring. She's going to be impossible to follow. She's just so lovable. So, yeah, it's interesting. Good for Gerard Carmichael. Good for Louis C.K. Good for all that. And, you know, so everybody's watching, you know, Pam and Tommy, which is super interesting, right?
You didn't like that show, huh? I loved it.
I
thought they got everything right and that it was funny and interesting.
I don't know.
I mean, that chick was so convincing as Pam Anderson.
Oh, like, yeah, dude. For sure.
I mean, the acting and the look. And it's
Yeah.
hard to get that look right because she
Yeah.
was the hottest woman on the planet. Her and Carmen Electra were like tit for tit.
Right,
you know?
right.
Not tit
right.
for tat. excuse me,
Yeah, I
tit
see
for
what
tat.
you
Yeah,
did
yeah,
there. Both of them liking just anacondas, right? They both
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
loved
Big time.
fucking giant.
By the way, dude, it's so funny. I was
And which fits into my theory that tiny chicks have more wide set vaginas. But go on.
that's not true.
Okay.
stumbled onto this Reddit conversation about these dudes trying to convince themselves that Tommy Lee's dick just isn't that big, that it's something like a camera. They're like, nah, dude, if you look at his hand in the background and there's like a banana in the foreground, you can see it's actually only like 7 or 8 inches.
So this guy's like doing the Zapruder film of fucking Tommy Lee's dick.
Yeah. It's like, dude, it's the weird angle that she's holding the camera, looking up at his dick.
So Dana is good friends with Wayne Isham. Wayne Isham was voted greatest video director of all time by MTV back when that mattered, right?
Yeah. Back when people watched.
He used to
videos.
know Tommy Lee and Richie Sambora, and he used to say they would just whip their dicks out constantly. Constantly whip their dicks out. Constantly.
That guy playing him did a good job too.
Now, do you think he has a big dick or a prosthetic?
Oh, that was a prosthetic.
And by the
for sure.
way, that's the guy that everybody wants to play Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, he looks just like him, man.
Right? Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, he looks just like
That
him.
guy's a chameleon, huh?
Oh yeah, he's also in this movie called Fresh. It's a horror movie that I think is on Hulu. That I won't spoil it, but you should watch it. It's really.
I'm not a big horror
creepy.
film
Well,
guy,
it's not horror. Like it's kind of like a body horror thing.
but I do love what Jordan Peele's doing.
Yeah, it's more in that vein.
I like smart horrors.
Yeah, it's like
more
that. It's
than
not like jump. There's
slasher.
nothing that's like jump scares. I hate jump scares and shit like that. It's nothing. It's not a slasher. It's just psychological horror. Like it's
I
got
love
it's got
that
to do
shit.
with cannibalism.
I love that shit.
It's yeah.
So Johnny, where are we going?
You want to do this Reddit thing?
Yeah, see if you can find some funny questions.
If I feed wild crows and eventually teach them to bring me money in exchange for food, would I be legally responsible if they steal from someone?
That's a great question.
I mean, they aren't really mine. Is what this has 445 responses.
Oh, let's hear what some of the answers are.
There's gonna be some attorney. Like, actually, my dad's an attorney, and he said,
well, I mean, like, yeah, because you're training them, right?
"Yeah, I guess." Oh, this guy's like, "Judge, then why did you give them bolt cutters and ski masks?"
Right.
To add to this, make it clear that you have no intent
Dude,
to
I love
steal.
that. Oh my God, I read this as cows. Not crows. Imagine if you saw a pickpocketing cow.
I'd recommend someone who's well versed in bird law, a bird lawyer, if you would, just to cover your bases.
Animals and objects may be used as instruments. Oh, that answers it right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Go back,
from the
go find some
Glannon
more.
Guide to Criminal Law. I bet that's a real interesting page turner there.
Keep going down. That was really interesting.
How do you figure out if you want to have kids or not? That's a good
That's
question.
a great question. Go down. Keep going. There's some really funny ones.
Oh, atrocities. Wow. How come the atrocities being done in Yemen are not being covered by the media?
Yeah.
I have a pretty good guess to that one.
That had hope.
Is it too late to wait for my half-eaten peach to ripen?
Oh, yeah. Once you bite it, it's over.
And that one's put under mental health. It's got a mental health tag. I ate 50% of a
it's
peach
over.
before
Eat
it
now
ripened.
or it's going bad. Yeah,
That's
for
what they
sure.
say. Rest in peach, he says. That's funny.
We should have these set up next time because it's pretty funny, though.
Yeah. Would
Here we go.
it be legal to open a chicken restaurant and call it Cockmasters and then have sexually suggestive menu items without ever actually using a sexual word?
No, dude, I think you could. Isn't that? Aren't there like restaurants that have sexual names in them?
There's like Dick's. I know
Like,
Dick's.
yeah, Dick's, Harry's, Harry Dick's.
I think you made those up. Define. Let me see. Wait.
Hooters.
There used to be a restaurant near me called Mother Cluckers, this guy says. There's a
Breakfast.
restaurant called Breakfast Bitch. Yeah, that's in L.A., yeah.
Twin Peaks.
Ever heard of Pink Taco?
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Cockadoodles. I've seen Gina's Country Store, spelled C-U-N-T-R-Y. Do other people put a piece of toilet paper in the water before shitting in the toilet so their ass doesn't get wet?
Do you do that?
I have done that before. Yes, I have. If
Oh,
it's a
so you
public
put
toilet.
paper in it?
Yeah, so it just kind of plops
So when
in
it
there,
plops, it doesn't go up and
splash
hit
up
you
on
in the
your
ball?
balls. Yep.
I think that stuff tickles.
I always wipe the seat before using it.
Always, dude.
Yeah.
Always.
I put paper down. I wipe it and then put paper down. Honestly, never thought of it, but it's extremely rare when water plops up and that happens.
No, dude, I've dropped in
That's
some
not
hair.
rare, yeah.
Johnny, did I tell you the other day that
That's
I
a
took
guy who
shit
doesn't
and it
have enough
smelled
fiber.
Great? Have I told you that?
No, that didn't happen.
Yeah, it did. It smelled great.
It did not happen.
I swear to God.
There was some other shit in the bathroom. I'm losing my voice. Huh?
I took a shit and it smelled great.
There was some other shit in the bathroom.
No, dude.
Some.
I went in there, didn't smell anything, took a shit, and thought
Bullshit.
I smelled a fruit basket.
No, there was.
Johnny, hand to God.
There was probably like a Glade in the bathroom.
No,
or something.
dude. There
wasn't
It
your
was just-
asshole.
I dropped
that
the
smelled.
deuce and it smelled wonderful.
There's no way. Look at this man, people. There's no way this man shits.
Johnny, here's the whole thing.
Smell
Johnny,
like.
here's the whole thing. Here's the whole thing. I use my shits as a diagnostics to see how healthy I am. And I felt like, because I've been like being spiritual.
I gotta go on. Okay.
What?
I gotta go on coming up.
Okay,
Good
here we
question.
go.
Are you
Go.
ready for it? Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anyone out there who honestly, genuinely likes Amy Schumer?
Here, click on that. I want to see the answer.
I think I can give you a good guess. Man, my voice has just gotten thin. So,
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Not since learning how much of a fraud she actually is. I know, right?
I know, right? But
I liked her a
net
long time
worth
ago.
is 25 million. Yeah,
I liked her a long time ago, and then her jokes got old and lame. Yeah, these aren't funny.
Yeah.
There's nothing funny about these.
She's like, I'm traumatized by Chris Rock getting punched.
She said
do
that.
you want
Are
me
you
to tell
serious?
those stories,
She said
bro?
that. What stories?
All right, Johnny. If I told how many, my hecklers.
Oh, we gotta. Okay, our entree into that is looking at that Twitter thing. Hold on.
All right,
So we'll
all
look
right.
at that. That'll just briefly, and then that'll get us into slap, and then we'll do news.
Okay, and then we'll do news.
Yeah, we'll just skip reviews.
We'll skip reviews, dude.
Get that next week.
All right, Johnny. Do you write down the stories I say so we get? I don't.
Yeah, but the problem is a lot of them. By the time we record, they're old, and people complain if they're too old.
What?
Like the news things you sent me. The stories.
Okay. Okay.
If I see other people.
I mean, dude, we're gonna talk about Chris Rock. That's old.
Yeah, but this video is not old. This just came out today.
Okay. Go on.
This is a different angle that nobody's seen yet up until today of Jada Pinkett. This is what we're looking at here is right after Smith slaps Chris Rock in the face, and he goes, "Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me," and then Jada Pinkett is just howling with laughter,
Yeah,
like
let's watch
bobbing her
that.
head.
People have not seen. Look at Jada's reaction.
Look at her, dude. Isn't that weird?
So Johnny,
Jada's
Smile on her face.
reaction.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, huh?
Yeah, she just leans forward like,
Yeah, that's what it is. Cackling.
yeah, and it's not like a ha ha ha. It's like which leads to the theory that it was
Staged, yeah.
Staged.
Yeah, that's what it
So-
made me think instantly.
Yeah. So, anyways, so everyone, Johnny, has been like, so this. I know you guys are overhearing this story, so this will be the last time I talk about it. So everybody is like, all these comedians are like, now people are gonna think it's okay to walk on stage. And,
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
and hit people. I'm like, now. That's been going on for the 30 years I've almost been doing stand up. I mean, dude, I've been hit, kicked, punched, all sorts of shit. All the time.
Probably deserved it most of the time.
What, Johnny? Johnny, so here's the thing. I'm doing stand up with my good friend Brett Ernst, who's one of the funniest guys. So just so people know, there were 4 of us that hung out with each other. It was actually 5 would do stand up. We were Mitzi's like golden boys, and it was Maz Jabrani, Sebastian Maniscalco, myself, Brett Ernst, and on the fringe was John Caparillo. And we were like Mitzi's like golden boys. And she would send me with the Arabian Nights, which was Maz Jabrani, Ahmed, and Aaron Cater, which they're bringing back that show. And they would bring us back. She would send us down to La Jolla almost every month. It was crazy. We were so spoiled.
I bet you guys have fun down there, huh?
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, you don't even know. Did I ever tell
Sounds
you?
awesome.
Okay. Did I ever tell you the Tony Hinchcliffe story?
I don't, it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell these two.
Let me write it down in case you forget.
Okay. So I'm doing stand-up. It's a packed show. Basically me, Sebastian Maniscalco, Brett Ernst, and Maz Jabrani. We'd all go down together, and they would have us. They would have us go down. We'd all do like 20 minutes each. I mean, what a fucking great show. Two of the guys wanted to be theater comics. Brett's doing some wonderful acting. And Brett Ernst, I always thought was the most talented out of the group. Like Maz Bryan there, and Sebastian just was. Some people are always like, Sebastian wasn't funny. Sebastian always was funny to me. He always crushed. And like I knew stories about Sebastian Maniscalco. Like Johnny, he would literally take his lunch break from his job waiting tables and run to do stand up, and then run back to wait tables.
That's amazing.
Like I was so blessed to watch all that, and I love all those guys. Brett's moved.
That's hungry, man.
Maz is doing it, and me and Brett Ernst, we co headline down the road together, and me and Sebastian Maniscalco, and now he's doing the Forum.
Amazing.
Where
would you go on the road? Would you fly around or you drive?
We would do like little clubs together.
But like around LA, or you mean like you'd actually
Around the
like
country,
fly to
like La Jolla,
I got you.
Chicago, different places. And I love, and he's killing it right now. So Brett and I were down there. We were co-headlining. We'd switch back and forth who would close. One show I would close, one show he would close. So I'm doing stand up, and it's a packed house, and Eddie and I'm up on stage, and this two white couples walk in. And the thing about La Jolla, and it's like one of my favorite comedy clubs to play. Like I love playing San Diego. San Diego is a great comedy town now. Like it's really crazy because it shouldn't be. It's
why not? Why shouldn't
because
it?
It's all incredibly gorgeous people who tend to be bad comedy crowds. They love to be more about the narcissism.
LA's like that too, right? Good comedy.
Yeah,
town.
but see, here's the thing about LA. There's a lot of ugly people too. Like people like LA.
Well, yeah,
full of
they're the
beautiful
ones
people.
doing the comedy.
Right? There's a lot of ugly. Right? Miami's like that too. Everybody's good looking. And like now Miami is a good comedy city. It used to be horrible, but now it's really great. Like people would hate, like nobody draws in LA unless you're like a giant like Latino comic. But so we go down there. I'm going up. I'm doing stand-up. This couple comes in, two couples come in, and the women are drunk already, screaming, and they're heckling me. And so I've always taken pride in being a great heckle killer. And I always take my time. Now, the first time I ever killed a heckler, Johnny, I was in LA. I was in Las Vegas. I just started doing comedy. I was about 2 years in. And earlier in the day, it's so funny. This is the most interesting story because the first time I killed a heckler was also the first time I did 2 spots in one day. I'd never done that before.
Oh wait, so you were doing a little more crowd work?
No.
And
So I just did UNLV where I'd gone to college, and I bombed. I bombed.
What kind of room were you doing?
It was like the student auditorium.
Oh god, that sounds terrible.
Cafeteria,
anyway.
and I bombed. They hated me, dude. Every time I've ever done stand up at UNLV, I bombed at my own college.
Does that break your heart too?
No, it proved what I knew. I'm not a college comic. That dude, they used to have me do day one like freshmen. Like these are high school kids who've lived no life, right?
Yeah.
And like I have no desire to entertain them. So I go and I'm doing this UNLV show. I bomb. My friend comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, dude, you should go up again, get back on stage." I'm like, "You can't do that." He goes, "Yeah, dude, you can do 2 shows." He goes, "My buddy's running a show across the street at Play It Again Sam's."
Wait. So you thought that
I've never heard you could do 2 shows in one night. I'd never heard that. It blew me away.
That's so funny.
I was like, "You can do it twice?" He's like, "Yeah."
There was a club called Play It Again Sam's? That's funny.
No, it was a restaurant.
Oh, interesting. That's that misheard line from Casablanca. They think that Bogart says "Play it again, Sam," but it's something else he says.
Yeah,
and it's also a Woody Allen movie.
So
that's hilarious.
So I'm doing stand up right in this club, and this drunk mechanic starts heckling me, and Johnny, I annihilate this guy. Like I annihilate him, and I it was the craziest feeling I've ever had, where I'm like, oh, this is what I do, and it all goes back to when I was a kid. In Cortland, my friends, we would all just viciously destroy each other. And
You remember what you said?
No, he had something about his teeth. He had this like, he looked like he had like 8 rows of teeth. And I just like annihilated this guy. And he just took it and I was killing, and the place was going nuts. I was like, this is what I do. I'm the guy who's in the moment. So I'm always been great with heckle kills. Always. Like there's a graveyard behind the Comedy Store of dead hecklers that I've killed. I'm going to get you eventually. Like when you heckle me, like I've always told this to new comics come up, just know a heckler is a day one open micer. It's his first day doing comedy.
Did you ever get got by a heckler ever?
Yeah, one time.
Oh, I think you told me. Yeah, go ahead.
In Australia.
I can't remember.
And it wasn't a heckler, it was the entire room.
Oh yeah, right. Go ahead though. But I know you told me, but I don't remember it.
But because I was
if it's not a fast thing, you can.
No, you remember I told you this guy drove me to the gig and he told me like they love film.
Oh right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like 5 minutes in, I realized he lied to me about the whole fucking
so
thing,
funny.
and I bombed.
Yeah.
And I had to concede that they won and I lost. It's to this day the only time a heckler ever got me. So I'm doing stand up in La Jolla, right? And this woman comes in and I'm doing stand up and she starts heckling me. And Johnny, I wish I'd saved the tape because it was the greatest systematic destruction of a heckler. It was the perfect way to do it. Okay. The heckler engages you. You act like you don't want to do it. You just want to do your show. You beg them to stop.
And you do that, am I correct in saying this? You do that to keep the audience on your side,
yes.
right? Yeah,
because if you annihilate a heckler too much, the crowd turns on you.
Or too
and
fast,
they think you're being mean.
Got it. Yeah.
You have to do it psychologically, slowly. And the key is to get the crowd to sympathize with you. And they're already rooting for you. Nobody wants a heckler to win. Nobody wants a heckler to win.
Yeah.
They want you to win. So you do it slowly. And then the key is to get the crowd to hate the heckler. And I did. I slowly started just annihilating. You know, I'm like, you're like my ex-girlfriend, just older, fatter, more annoying. And like, I was just like, I forgot what the line was, but I was just annihilating her and they wouldn't stop. So the crowd starts booing her and starts singing sha-na-na-na, like, get rid of her. And they kick her out. And I'm like, that's the greatest heckle kill ever. I bring up Brett Ernst, right? Brett comes up and says, hey, dude, watch out, dude. They're getting pretty froggy. I'm like, fuck them. I ain't afraid of them. So I go in the back, and this is the time the Comedy Store in La Jolla had like this weird like foosball game right in the middle of the lobby where people could just play. It was like so weird. But we would just hang out there. And just so people know, when I got picked up the Comedy Store was dying. The Hollywood Comedy Store was dead, and the only thing keeping it going was the La Jolla Comedy Store.
What would you compare? Which room at the LA Comedy Store would you compare that room in La Jolla to?
In terms of what?
Just how it is to play it, like as a comedian.
Well, nothing is nothing.
It's not like.
But
any
it's
one of those
like
rooms.
it's like setup wise.
Because it's weird to me.
It's
like,
a hybrid of the main room and the OR.
It's a weird like.
It looks like a large OR with a
that-
high stage like the main room.
I've been there with
it's
you.
a different vibe though.
Nothing
is OR, dude.
It doesn't feel like it should be a good room for comedy, is what I mean. There's something weird about it.
Nothing will ever come close to what the OR is.
It almost feels like an office.
And the reason that I say this all the time, the reason Comedy Store comics are great is because there's no host, and you have to follow fire. Okay. So I bring up, I just annihilate these hecklers. I bring them, Brent is like, hey, dude, watch out, they're getting a little froggy. I'm like, nah, dude, they're fine. I'll fuck them up, right? So I sit down. I'm sitting with a guy named Kevin, who's bald guy. He's sitting there. We're talking. I see this drunk guy waddle up, okay? He's like waddling out. I go, I think he's with them. And he waddles up to me, and I go to Kevin. I go, oh, I think he's going to apologize to me. I literally said that. He goes, hey, man, were you the comic on stage? I go, yeah. He goes, whack, and he smacks the fuck out of me. And this is why there's part of me that thinks Chris Rock may not have been onto it, because everyone's whole thing is he holds down his hands, he doesn't lift his hands up. I didn't. I just got smacked, and I go, dude, you just hit me, bro.
That's what Chris Rock did. He goes, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of
Yeah,
him.
I go, you just fucking hit me. And hand to God, dude, every employee that ever worked at the Comedy Store comes out of the woodwork, and we proceed to beat the shit out of this guy. His buddy comes in, we clock him and start beating the fuck out of him too. And dude, I'm not lying to you, this guy to this day, I call him Bigfoot. He used to date one of the girls at the Comedy Store.
Well, the guy that works it. The guy that
No,
works
this
there.
was a dude who used to work there, who came out of the woodwork out of nowhere because I didn't even know he's there. Dude, like size 18 shoes, and just kicks this dude right in the head. Boom!
Shit.
His buddy grabs him, is trying to pull him out. We're beating. I'm like teeing off on this guy. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get some free kicks into this dude. I start kicking the shit out.
That makes
of him.
me so nervous, dude.
So they pull him out, dude. But the one door is open. Matt, the gay manager, is on a fucking soapbox going, oh my God, stop. It was so funny. It was the most stereotypical gay thing you could do at that moment,
That's
right?
hilarious.
Starts kicking, bam, bam, bam. His girlfriends come out. It's like, oh my God, what are you guys doing? I'm part of city council. Stop this. I go, shut up, bitch. You got your guy in deep trouble. We start kicking. The one guy pulls the dude out, just pulls his buddy out. But the door is like one where one door is open. The other one is latched into the ground.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So you can't open it.
Yeah.
He's trying to pull his friend. His friend is stuck on the other side of the door. So someone comes over, unlocks the door. We're still kicking the shit out of him while he's fucking getting pulled out, right? All of a sudden, out of nowhere,
Out the front or out the back?
Out the front of the
into the street.
Into the street. As I'm kicking the shit out of this guy, I look up. Brett Ernst is in the lobby with the mic in his hand, going, "What the fuck's going on?" And I look into the showroom. Everybody is staring out into the lobby. I go, Brett, what are you doing? He goes, is there a fight? I go, get the fuck back on stage, bro. He runs back on stage. The guys, we kick him out. I go, don't ever fucking come back, you piece of shit. We're all laughing our ass off. We look out. The two guys are screaming at their girlfriends because they just got their asses kicked. So I've had this happen to me multiple times.
So
I don't
they're
want to
the
give away
Jada
all
Pinkett
that.
And the guy's the Will Smith.
Yeah. But Chris Rock didn't wail on Will Smith, which Tony Rock's been going around talking about fucking him up, which I think the Rock brothers should.
Yeah, well, it would have been like if the Oscars security had done what they were supposed to do and tackled Will Smith immediately.
Yeah,
for
and then the
assaulting a
Oscars got
performer.
caught lying about trying to kick him out.
Yeah, that's funny, isn't it?
You know. All right, so that was it. So I have more heckle
You
stories.
got a Tony Hinchcliffe thing you wanted to say? Or you want to save it? I can write it on a note and we can get it later.
I mean,
up to you.
dude, we're like what?
We're at 2. We just hit 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so.
Up to you.
I mean, it's the craziest story.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Have I told this story?
I don't remember. I'll let you know if I do, and we can cut it out.
So, I used to bring down a crew, man, and back when I was young, and it was crazy. It was fun. I would go down
La Jolla.
La Jolla.
Okay.
Now La Jolla is next to PB. PB.
Pacific Beach. Yeah.
Yeah. Have I ever told any stories about PB? You have
Not
to
that
write
I
these
remember,
stories
dude.
down. You have to write them down because
I remember them. I remember them.
1,000 times. PB is just, I mean, every chick is like 21 and hot.
I've only been there one time, no, maybe twice with you. And it was, I mean, just insane. Just drunk. It was like Girls Gone Wild everywhere. I remember there were like, some chick had like just sliced open her foot and was openly bleeding on the ground, didn't care, just walking around drunk, you know. It was insane.
Dude, it was insane. Like a race riot almost broke out in front of me, dude. Did I ever tell you that? I was trying to go get tacos.
We'll have to do. We'll have
So
to
I
get
go
to that
to
one.
get I mean, there's so many stories I want to tell you about
write it
PB,
down.
but there's almost a race riot, bro. This isn't the story with Tony Hinchcliffe. I'll tell the story real quick and then we'll wrap it up.
Oh, you're going to do the race riot story? Or
Well, the race riot story is really so. Anyways, I'm trying to grab tacos. So I go there's these rolled tacos I always get when I play across the street. Rolled tacos, guacamole with a can of Coke. I get it all the time, and they're such good rolled tacos.
Wait, that little box place?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah,
I eat it
that's
every
where the
time.
girl with the bleeding foot was. Yeah.
Right. So I get these tacos. I'm walking back. all of a sudden I hear this. These guys are talking, and and I don't know why I'm there, but I just see these people talking. This guy's sitting with his girl, and this tiny black guy walks by and just grabs this white girl's ass, and this girl goes, she goes, "Oh my God, he just grabbed my pussy," and dude, she was with this giant white Irish gorilla, and he goes, "What?" And I go, "Oh, fuck, something's about to happen." And he walks up to the girl, man. And I go, dude, don't do anything. Don't do it. Dude, this guy grabs me and ragdolls me against the window. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, dude, I'm not going to get my ass kicked. So this giant gorilla, this giant white fucking polar bear walks up to this tiny black guy and goes, "Did you grab my girl's pussy?" He's like, "No." She goes, "Yes, he did." And the guy,
you saw him do it, right?
Well, I was there when she said he did it.
You didn't see him do it, though.
I didn't see him take it, but he walked around her.
I got you. Yeah.
So when the white guy turns his head, right, like this, the black guy just clocks him.
Oh, really?
And guess what happens? Nothing.
That's the worst.
The guy hit him with everything he had in a clear shot.
A sucker punch.
Nothing happened. And the dude turned around and just started. Boom. I mean, like, dude, I've watched this happen where a guy's in it, starts losing it.
That's like when Apollo Creed first hits Ivan Drago, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Hits him, and dude, the guy is just out on his feet, and right then, a cop car pulls up.
Oh,
and I'm like, "Oh fuck!" And the black guy snaps out of it and just runs.
That's the reaction to hearing sirens.
He gets out. They arrest the guy. I'm like, dude, I mean, you need me, like, he was just defending this girl, blah, blah, blah. They do a giant police search. They can't find this dude. He just totally
Did he go to jail, the guy?
No, the guy, the cop, the
white guy,
yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
They probably dropped it later, but they threw him in the cop car so he didn't cause more problems.
Oh, I got you.
But that's La Jolla. So anyways, we're doing stand-up. It's me, Tony Hinchcliffe, and we're doing stand-up, and this chick shows up. Like, she looks like an Asian Mexican girl. She shows up.
Sounds nice.
And she's hanging out with us, right? And have I told this story?
I haven't.
She's like, "Can we go back and hang out at your hotel?" We're like, "Okay." So this hot chick comes with her. Another hot chick comes. Janelle, who worked at the store at the time, and this Filipino chick, and this hot chick brings her brother, who's drunk as fuck.
People who hang out with their siblings, that always weirds me out. Like, if they're opposite sex, that weirds me out to begin with.
But what, they're around the same age?
I just find that weird.
I don't find that weird. So anyways, so we go back, we buy some booze, we're hanging out with drinks. The brother just keeps drinking.
You don't think that's weird if you're the brother and you got like a sister and then she's with her boyfriend, like making out, and you're just there? Like, to me, that's weird.
I mean, I don't think you should. I mean, like, I never. Me and
like
my brother are at
hands,
different ages. We never.
No,
hung out.
you and your brother, it's fine. But I'm talking about different. If you're
I don't think
sex.
it's weird.
Okay.
I don't think it's weird.
Like, you're seeing your brother macking on chicks at the bar and stuff.
I don't think it's weird.
Okay.
So I feel like, Johnny, I'm gonna tell all my stories, and I'll never have stories, and we're gonna run out.
Good thing is that we live in this crazy town where crazy shit keeps happening. So I think we'll be all right.
So we're hanging out, and this hot chick. So the
Mexican Asian chick?
The Mexican Asian chick is getting a little drunk, and she's like, "I want to do stand up for you guys." We're like,
God.
"Okay," but she's like, "I want to do it naked." I'm like, "What?"
Never mind. Yeah, I would. Please continue.
And we're like, "Okay, let's do it." Well, this girl gets buck naked and starts doing stand up. Well, the hot chick's with her brother. She's getting irritated because now she's getting no attention.
That's how that works.
Like when a chick gets naked,
if you can get one chick naked, you can get 8 chicks naked.
Well, it's literally like the girl's going all in, like with her whole pot. You don't even know what her hand in. She's just like all in. This is the all in Gillette moment right there, right? She goes all in, and right now every girl's got to look at her hand. Am I gonna fight this hand? So So the hot chick that brought her brother is like getting irritated. The brother, we give him carrots to eat. There was only carrots in the kitchen because we're like,
so
dude,
random.
just eat something. He eats the carrots and all of a sudden throws up
God.
all over the fucking thing. Janelle, who's really nice, starts to clean it up.
That is nice.
Well, the hot sister just starts giving Janelle shit.
For cleaning it up?
Just being a bitch, just
okay.
being nasty with her for some unknown reason. I guess because she can't compete with the naked chick.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
She
she's
starts
getting,
to compete.
Snark. Yeah.
With the Janelle. And she's getting so nasty with her. I go, bitch, she's with us. She's our friend. We don't know who the fuck you are. Get your drunk brother. Get the fuck out. And I kick them out. So now it's just Janelle, the comics who performed, and this naked chick who is doing stand-up. But she's telling a story about how she
This whole time, she's still just
telling
naked
a
doing
story,
stand-up.
yeah.
That's so weird.
She's telling a story about how she basically could have stopped 9/11. That she'd gone to the city library and the founding fathers had channeled through her and told her that 9/11 was about to happen and that she could stop it if she only did this, this, and this. Well, Hinchcliffe is like, okay, get to the punchline, baby. That's all she. Get to the punchline.
Can you turn the mic a little bit toward your mouth, just a little bit?
Get to the punchline, baby. So she just keeps going. She keeps going. It turns out she used to smoke meth with Tom Sizemore, and
tracks. Yeah, that tracks.
She used to smoke a lot of meth with him, and we used to hook up with them when they were on meth. So, anyways. She's like, can I get a popsicle? So she goes and gets a popsicle. She gets everybody. She sits on my lap on a popsicle.
Wait,
Janelle's like, can I put this popsicle on your pussy? And she's like, yeah.
Wait,
is this too
is
dirty?
Janelle a lesbian?
No, Janelle's just hanging out.
She's the good, fun-loving person.
Is this going to be too dirty for YouTube?
We'll put on Rockfin if not. Let's just go ahead with this because you're too far down the rabbit hole, buddy.
So
we got to finish.
So Janelle starts finger blasting this chick with a popsicle stick.
A popsicle or a stick from a
popsicle.
Okay.
And I'm like, is everybody okay with this?
Is everybody okay with this?
I'm like, is this going to be all right? Is this fun? I'm like, she's like.
Sam's probably like, is it okay if I take my dick out now?
Somehow my dick ends up. She starts blowing me. And
somehow your dick ends up.
Janelle starts taking her head and like. Going up and down. I'm like, what is going on here? I don't know if I should tell this story.
That sounds awesome. Wait, and Tony Hinchcliffe is there?
Tony Hinchcliffe's there.
Okay. Who else is there in the room now?
People just end up banging this chick right in the middle of the party.
Wait, how many people are in the room?
I don't even remember.
It's a party.
Yeah.
So multiple people.
Yeah. Start banging this chick.
You're one of the people.
Yeah, of course. And the thing, and the end of the story is funny.
Wait, hold on. I like how you were like, people just started banging this shit.
In the middle of the living room.
You.
Everyone's going on the patio, smoking pot. People walk in, banger, right?
What a weird night for you.
And it's so fucking funny, dude.
Wait, I don't know if these questions I have were too dirty. So when that happened, where do you finish with?
I couldn't finish.
Okay.
Because people were in the room, and no matter how hard I hit it, the chick wouldn't say it. And she would,
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah.
And then Tony, who supposedly has a big dick, would do it. He's like, I couldn't get her to react at all. I'm like, yeah, dude. Yeah. So that's the story.
Okay. I'm simultaneously really happy about that story and also just a little depressed to hear that Tony Hinchcliffe has a big donger.
He's like 100 pounds.
Bumps me out a little bit.
It's like anybody who's like unnecessarily skinny.
Yeah, Tommy Lee that was the other thing they said about Tommy Lee is that like, oh, he's so skinny, dude.
So is it who? Pete Davidson, right? So there's a giant dick.
Right. Okay.
Super skinny. Right? And by the way, Johnny, speaking of weirdos, you made fun of my suit at the Conspiracy Social Club.
Yeah, you look like David Byrne from The Talking Head.
You know who else looked like that? Justin Bieber at the Grammys.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, he's biting my style.
Yeah, the difference was he was doing it on purpose, and you were doing it because you hadn't bought a suit in 3 years.
So we never told that story on the show before?
I don't remember it, dude. No, I haven't heard that one. Not on this show. You may have told that a long time ago on Punch Drunk, maybe.
Okay, all right.
But I don't remember it. It's been. You definitely. I don't think you've told on.
Is that too? Can you like beep out stuff?
Yeah, I think we'll see. It'll be okay. I think we should leave that in.
Okay.
I mean, that's some shit. Rogan would say that. You got away with that.
Yeah. So that's our story.
Okay.
That's it.
We have good news
Johnny,
stories. I'll
how
try to
many
blast through 'em.
fucking stories did I tell today?
This was a banger.
News.
This is from Consequence, and this is just a real quick thing. As it's one of these like winks from the universe.
All right.
Here's the headline, and this is really all you need from this story. Mark Zuckerberg says Meta employees lovingly refer to him as the Eye of Sauron.
Like he's such an.
Isn't that
idiot.
interesting?
He's such.
Speaking in the second person, he said, "You have this unending amount of energy to go work on something, and if you." I don't know why I'm reading like this. You have this unending amount of energy to go work on something, and if you point that at any given team, you will just burn them. That's him talking about himself. So,
yeah. Dude, he used to like to use lasers to blow up goats. Like, you ever hear that story? Like, he used a laser to blow up a goat. Like, he was. Will you look up if Mark Zuckerberg
Zuckerberg,
was on Epstein's Island?
I think he was one of those on the fake list that got passed around that had a lot of like comedy names and stuff. No, it says he met Jeffrey Epstein at a Reid Hoffman dinner, but
okay.
There's a Snopes entry on did Mark Zuckerberg post about orgies
don't
on
ever read Snopes.
Little
Okay.
St. James. But,
so what are we doing? Go back, keep doing stories.
Yeah, I mean it's just weird him talking in second person saying that they say this lovingly, but I think that they sometimes refer to my attention as the Eye of Sauron. That's the kind of evil fuck that he is.
Yeah. How could be like what, Johnny? I want you to do something right now. Call me the Eye of Sauron in a loving way, in a jokingly loving way. How do you do that? Just use your theatrical skills.
the midnight theatrical skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, Sam. I mean, it's whenever you're around us, you give us your attention, and that feels like the Eye of Sauron. It's really
Johnny. Can you do again? But can you get some? Canned laughter, like a sitcom laughter? Can you get that going?
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Okay, Johnny. We have a new show called Broken Sim. It's on ABC, and this is you trying to tell me I'm a little overbearing in a funny way, kind of like
okay, I got
studio
you.
laughter.
Okay,
Here we go.
It's big. Okay, we're going big. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Hey, me and the guys, the roommates, because we all live together in a really nice apartment that we inexplicably pay for in New York City, even though none of us seem to have jobs.
Yeah.
We've been thinking, like, when you come around, you're a little overbearing. And we've been saying that your attention is kind of like the Eye of Sauron. Oh, no, that's applause. Sorry, I'm supposed to do laughter. No. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, sorry. I gotta get my sound effects shit together.
That was perfect.
I don't even know. Let's see what I have on this board. Hold on. I've changed them out a little bit. Oh, that's the sad music for Chris Neff. Applause. It's tiny but sad horns.
By the way, that sounds exactly like what happens in Chris and F's head. All of these sound effects.
Just at once? Yeah.
Play them all at once, and that's what it sounds like. That is Chris Knapp does touch butt on the Cash Daddies. That should be the opening.
This is fascinating. This is from something called Screenshot. It says, "What a trip." I hate the puns that these fucking play on words and shit that these journalists use. Research suggests that mushrooms talk to each other with a vocabulary of 50 words. That's almost as many as you have. Mushrooms talk to each other with a vocabulary of 50 words.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
You might have stepped and mentally tripped on some, but you would have never considered that mushrooms could be terribly talkative in the forest. Now, a new study suggests that fungi in general are always communicating with each other.
Even when I eat them on my pizza?
I don't know. Maybe, dude. What if you have to stop eating fungus now?
Maybe
Also,
that's the voice you hear in your head when you consume the mushroom.
no, because then it would just be like, "Don't eat me! Stop eating me!" In fact, they have been recorded having conversations in a language similar to human speech.
Do they have any sound? Any of that sound so I could hear it?
I don't think it would be like audible. No. Okay. Here we go. Their secret to communication lies in electrical impulses, which are conducted by fungi through long underground filamentous structures called hyphae, similar to how nerve cells transmit information in humans.
Unbelievable.
They say you can call this the internet of the woods, basically.
Respect on that.
Isn't that fascinating?
The world's way more fascinating than anybody even
dude.
knows.
Like, people were talking about exploring other planets. Let's figure out what the fuck's
Yeah,
going
I
on
want to
in
know
the
what's
forest.
at the bottom of the ocean, bro, because
Yeah.
I think it's shady shit.
Who are these people keep disappearing, and where are they?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you where they are. On all fours getting...
Projected. You know, what is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I got to follow these AI.
This is just more of these creepy Ring stories. Parents unplug Ring after 3-year-old claims voice keeps offering him ice cream at night. A little boy's claim that a strange voice has been speaking to him through his Ring camera has TikTok parents freaking out. Mom,
Okay, first of all, you're fucked in life if you're being raised by TikTok parents. Okay? Like, I mean...
Yeah, your parents should not have a TikTok
Yeah,
account.
yeah. Why are your parents having TikToks?
Sorry, it linked me to another crazy story. Mom, Fran Shell, gained over 14.9 million views. Sure, that's real. And nearly 10,000 comments when she uploaded the unsettling security video to her account. While we and let's just look at it real quick.
Oh, hold on. Is this it?
Yeah, we're gonna look at it right now.
Oh my God. I'm gonna. Why does it sound like your sound effects of laughter?
It's just shitty microphone. Oh, it's English up here. It says, "Up there, Daddy, up there." She's pointing at the ring. She's like saying, "I don't want it." And he's saying, "Why?"
You talking? Yeah. At night? Yeah. Ma.
Junior is saying that the camera is talking to him at night. Is what he's saying to his wife. Look at the dog on the
By the way, you can make fun of white people. They literally have a dog in a sweater.
It's saying, "I want ice cream." Saying, "I want ice cream."
And what do you say?
Hold on. So it's interesting. Where is this happening? Does it say where they are?
Did it say? No, I bet it's in the States though. Well, it's clear. I mean, their Ring. You hear about these things all the time. These Ring cameras getting hacked.
Dude, why would you ever put a Ring in your kid's room?
Well, I mean, no. Well, yeah, you shouldn't have a network connect, like an internet connected camera. I can see, but if you want to like keep an eye on your kid,
Yeah.
if they sleep, you sleep in the other room. I get
Yeah,
that.
or why don't you just listen?
Most people probably don't even realize that
It's a
they
boy.
can be hacked like that. What is this?
I'm not trusting these security cameras anymore.
Caliente, como debajo de una sábana. Papi, look! Oh no!
¿Qué?
What happened?
¿Con qué?
La cama. He just took me.
¿Ah?
Look! Arriba! Oh no!
Oh my God.
He
my
fell
God, this is
on me.
crazy.
Does that talk? Yeah, he talks.
What did he say?
He can talk to me. He's a
So weird, dude. Anyway,
That is so weird.
this
First of all, I'm sorry, but like, why are you putting stuff about your kids on the internet? I just like, I have, ugh. Ugh. Next one. Any more stories or are we out?
No, we got a few real good stories this week. Burger King has been sued. I just thought this was appropriate after our conversation earlier. I was going to cut this one, but it's from CBS. Burger King is being sued by customers who claim the Whopper is smaller than advertised. You could sue anybody for anything in America. The
can.
Whopper may be, well, only somewhat of a Whopper, at least in real life, alleges a new class action lawsuit. See, I would have gone with the other. I would have been like a Whopper, like a lie, like telling a Whopper.
Oh, yeah, a Whopper of a lie.
Yeah, that's what they should have gone with. 4 Burger King customers are suing the chain over an ad just loaded.
Now, do you think they know each other, Johnny?
Oh, of course, yeah, of course.
So the 4 people.
What? Maybe they got together on like this two dumb questions or what's the subreddit?
Too afraid to ask.
Yeah, too afraid to ask. They were like, "Oh, we should sue the fuck out of these motherfuckers." They claim the company makes the burger look about 35% bigger in its advertising than it is in reality.
Dude, that's so interesting.
The plaintiffs in the law, you must have a lot of time on your hands. The plaintiffs in the lawsuit, which was filed on March 28th in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida, are seeking monetary damages for anyone who was, quote, deceived by Burger King's advertising.
So how do you prove that? How do I not automatically go, give me my check?
The lawsuit alleges deceptive trade practices, with the filing claiming that Burger King started to, quote, materially overstate the size of its burgers in ads beginning in 2017.
Do you think these people were chasing the ambulance chaser? Like the ambulance chaser's chasing them and he's like, why are these people following me everywhere? Can I help you? Dude, have you noticed how much smaller the Whopper is than the picture? He's like, I'm listening.
Here's their argument. While the marketing images of the Whopper have grown bigger, the recipe and the amount of beef used in the Whopper has never changed. That's what the lawsuit. So they're saying that they've noticed. So they're comparing ads, like saying, look how much bigger it is now on TV, but the recipe is the exact same. So that's the basis. But what kind of damages are you getting for? I mean, how many cheeseburgers are you buying that this could be a worthwhile lawsuit?
Yeah.
It makes no sense, right? Like, unless you buy a cheeseburger every fucking day.
Like, I just want free Burger King for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's what this is, right? This is from Ars Technica. This is also related to what we were talking about, dude. Doctors fish out more than a dozen tiny maggots from a man's eyeball.
Okay, get next story.
Here's what happens when sheep bot fly larvae sink their mouth hooks into your eyeball. Oh my
Next.
God. On Wednesday, doctors in France reported a rare case of tiny sheep fly bot larvae, aka maggots, infesting the outer surface of a man's eyeball. The small, spiky larvae were seen slithering around the man's peeper, which explained the redness and itchiness he was experiencing. That would explain it.
That sounds like his dick.
Oh, God, that's gross, dude.
All right, next.
This is another. See, we got some. This is just a.
That's not a good story, Johnny. You got
but isn't it
excited
crazy
about
that we talked about that earlier? The spiders, and we talked about the cheeseburger Whoppers, and I picked these out before the episode.
Hey, crazy.
Weird, right?
I think you led us into those stories.
And then and then we talked about Misery. Listen to this one. Romance novelist who wrote How to Murder Your Husband goes on trial 4 years after her chef spouse was found dead in a culinary school kitchen.
So they thought that
trial of a
Johnny, could you think you could ever kill somebody? I couldn't.
I don't think so.
I couldn't.
No, dude.
I
I can tell you how I could maybe, if somebody, I don't want to talk. If somebody did something to somebody like my sister or something, and it was right after it, maybe. I know
about it.
I know people in my life that could. Though my dad could kill somebody. Like if somebody like fucked us up, like he would happily shoot somebody on our property. Like that was like, skulking.
It would be very hard for me to kill somebody. I could, but I
would do everything I could not to
I
kill
wouldn't
a
want
person.
to, unless it's unspeakable crime.
Yeah,
That's
some people
it.
deserve to die, though. I believe that. I do believe that.
I mean,
I just don't think I should be the judge of it.
I agree.
The trial of a self-published romance writer accused, this is a woman, of fatally shooting her chef husband started Monday. Nancy Crampton Brophy has remained in custody. You know she's guilty because she's got 3 names. Has remained in custody since her arrest in September of 2018.
Dude, why do people do that?
No, it's not the.
It's just like
the 3-name thing.
No, but it's just like you're never gonna get away with killing somebody that you were in a relationship with. Yeah. It's just not going to happen. No. And it has to do with finances. They don't want to give up all their money. And then at the end of the day, you lost all your money anyway. It's like money comes and goes, dude.
Dude, one of my dad's best friends got killed by this crazy chick he was dating and just dumped in a field. He was getting ready to come back. I grew up with this guy. I mean, I spent the night at their house when I was a kid and stuff. And he was a horse trainer, and he got murdered by this chick and just dumped in a field because he was like trying to get away from her. You know, she was on drugs or something, and he didn't want anything to do with her anymore. And he was heading back home to North Carolina to be with his family, and she murdered his ass, dude.
And did she get found guilty?
Yeah. They got her. Yeah. But it's, I mean,
did you hear about Kim? I was watching The Quarterling. And
wait, you were watching that guy that we were talking about the other day?
Yeah, I love this channel.
Okay.
I mean, I try to express that I love this channel. I watch him all the time.
Okay.
And he was talking about Kim Kardashian. And like Kim's very interesting because she's gotten some people off that seem to be like, okay.
What do you mean by gotten them off?
Gotten off of like either death row or
like Innocence Project.
Yeah,
stuff,
like she does that. And now she's trying to get this person in Texas off that is like a mother of 13 who basically admitted she beat the shit out of her kid so badly. And it's like, we can have an argument about the death penalty, and like I'm against it, not because I don't believe an eye for an eye. I just believe that
too many innocent people, right?
Too many, like one innocent person's too many innocent people.
Yeah. If you could assure me that it was only guilty people that were going to die.
People bring you. First of all, you have prosecutors who are super aggressive and want to have. I mean, we heard about Camel Toe Harris like hiding evidence that would like get somebody off death row.
It's this adversarial system we have. We need to have a system where they come together and just try to find the truth. You know what I mean? Instead of like fighting.
Yeah, instead of like convicting innocent poor people.
Yeah, because then your life is in the hands.
This person isn't that person.
Your life depends on how skilled your attorney is. You know what I mean? Relative to the other attorney.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
It's crazy.
Nancy Crampton Brophy has remained in custody since her arrest in September 2018, facing a murder charge in the death of her husband, Daniel, according to the Oregonian. Brophy was killed as he prepped for work at the Oregon Culinary Institute in southwest Portland. He was alone in the kitchen when he was killed, and there were no obvious suspects. Brophy was found dead in his classroom when students began arriving. Nancy Crampton Brophy is a self-published romance writer who years before her husband's death penned an essay titled How to Murder Your Husband.
And first of all, why would you ever marry a woman that has a book out called How to Murder Your Husband? Like, why would you ever marry that person?
And this is interesting, though. At the start of the trial Monday, Judge Christopher Ramros announced that the essay would be excluded from the trial's evidence.
I think that's just ridiculous.
Isn't that amazing? Look, here's a picture of her.
Oh, yeah. That bitch is crazy.
She looks like somebody who... look, her eyes are really close together, dude. That's a warning sign right away.
Yeah, that's a shady ass bitch right there.
Yeah, look, I mean,
How long were they together?
She's got the devil in her eyes, dude. Look at her, man.
How long they been together? Who knows? Next story, dude. She's just gross.
This is from CBC. The Antarctic Post Office is hiring and counting penguins as part of that job down there.
I understand that. I saw that. Super weird. Like they can't get anybody to go there and work.
The UK Antarctic Heritage Trust is hiring staff for its post office, museum, and conservation site. A UK post office is hiring, and the winning candidates will spend 5 months on an Antarctic island surrounded by a handful of colleagues and thousands of penguins. How much fucking do you think goes on down there when you're just, it's like a few guys, a few girls bored for 5 months?
And is there any law enforcement?
No, I mean, probably one guy who's also like the museum curator and the janitor.
Dude, how much does that pay? I answer, not enough.
That's like the setup for a good horror movie. It's just like everybody's trapped down in Antarctica.
It sounds like The Shining.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. Anyway, I'll skip there. That's nothing really interesting about that. Activists claim that they have intercepted 115 aborted fetuses. This is from Fox 5.
Yeah, and once again, Alex Jones is right.
Lauren Handy and her anti-abortion group claims to have retrieved 115 aborted fetuses from the Washington Sergey Center. The Progressive Anti-Abortion Uprising said that they enlisted a Catholic priest to give the fetuses what they're calling a proper funeral. So,
I mean, dude, Alex Jones is right. Again.
Down inside of a Capitol Hill apartment.
110 more fetuses now part of this investigation. Fox 5's Katie Burke.
Yeah, more. Yeah.
More.
Unreal.
Arlo back on that scene with the latest. Katie.
Nice set there, Fox 5.
Good afternoon to both of you. Lauren
Good
Handy,
afternoon to
who
you.
was indicted last week on federal charges related to an anti-abortion protest at an abortion clinic here in Washington, D.C. Also
rings.
lived here on Capitol Hill, and that's where D.C. police recovered what they say are 5 fetuses. They're a part of an ongoing investigation. But today, Handy, as a part of a press conference with her anti-abortion activist group, told reporters that there were 110 other aborted fetuses that they recovered as a part of their anti-abortion advocacy.
Lauren Handy and I went to Washington Sergey Center to engage in anti-abortion advocacy. Upon arrival, we saw a truck labeled Curtis Bay Medical Waste Services parked outside. We approached the driver, who was about to load 2 large boxes with biohazard symbols onto his truck. We asked him if he knew what was in the boxes, and after he said no, we told him, dead babies. The driver was visibly shaken.
The activists told the driver that they wanted to take what they assumed were human remains and give them a proper funeral. Now, today the group told reporters there were 100.
It's crazy, dude.
Okay.
Alex Jones is right. Put $1 in the tip jar again.
We're going to bring the level back up now. We took it down, and we're going to end on some high notes. We got 3 left. This one is just, it's not really a news story. It's just this thing that they're trying to do in Maine. Look up here, Sam. There's this group that's trying to create the thing called like the Flagpole of Freedom. It's going to be like a park, and it's taller than the Empire State Building in the middle of fucking nowhere in Maine. They want to build this, look at this. Look what this is.
It's so weird because like there was a time I think that was stupid.
I think that's stupid. What do you think about it?
Well, I mean, like, we're going through some real... I mean, like, listen, dude. Patriotism is always...
Give your money. You want to donate to this? Give it to the homeless guy on the corner. We don't need another fucking
Guess what I'm
monument.
going to do? I'm going to become a park founder. Flagpole of Freedom.
I mean, look. But you're going up in this thing to see what? More trees?
Yeah.
At least the Empire State Building going to the top of that.
Johnny, when you look at that, what is the first thing you think is there's too many people in the world?
Yeah, really. I mean,
look at that. Look at
It's
that
just- it's
overpopulation.
nothing as far as the eye can see.
Yeah,
just
I
ocean
mean,
and
just-
trees.
It's so ridiculous.
I don't get it, man.
It's very weird, Johnny. Like, I'm like in a weird thing where it's like I totally get like how like nationalism and patriotism can be like annoying, but I also know like there's a concerted effort to like destroy this country from the inside. So it's like this weird like I hate like the national anthem. I love the national anthem. At sporting events I don't like it because I know what they're trying to do,
And
which
pledging
is
allegiance. I mean,
what they're trying to do is recruit poor and middle class people to
That's
go
it.
die for banker wars
to make
But
them feel like they're indebted to this patch of earth that they happen to be born on. Yeah.
But then you have people like the NBA, like, Mark Cuban's like, we're going to get rid of the national anthem. And I would normally believe in that, but I also know that Mark Cuban's got a real blind spot for China, that, the NBA's
that's
bent
real
over.
generous calling it a blind spot. Yeah, that's a blind spot is kind of something that you don't intend.
Yeah.
He
like,
he has a lot of money tied up in China and wants to continue to be rich.
And then you go back, Johnny, like to the Uyghurs and like how there's so many people say that narrative's not real and that's just part of this anti-China rhetoric, which makes total sense to me because we've see them doing it right now with Russia and what they're making up with all the Russia stories, and like how like that scumbag from the Ukraine is like basically
See, I hate getting into that because I don't know who to believe.
Can we cut all that stuff?
I just don't know who to believe about that stuff, man.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
Anyways.
I can end this on a couple of high notes here.
Okay, I'll shut up.
I got a quick story and then a short video and then we're out. This is from the Daily Beast. You ready for this headline, Sam?
Yep.
Sam is he's gone to sleep on the table. Southwest passenger arrested for masturbating 4 times during flight.
4 times, dude. Like, dude, you should have been happy with 2.
You saw this story already?
No, hold on. What, did he jerk off in his seat or did he go to the bathroom?
Wait, what has the Daily Beast done to me here? They let me see, sorry, and then when I scroll down, they cover it up.
Yeah, of course.
A man on a Southwest Airlines flight from Seattle to Phoenix is facing federal charges. That's not even that long of a flight. Masturbating 4 times for pulling down his pants and masturbating at least 4 times in front of a female passenger, beginning shortly after takeoff, according to a criminal complaint first obtained by the Daily Beast.
Yeah, I mean, he's standing up in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's what it says. I'm looking at the complaint right now. Okay,
you know what I'm gonna do, Johnny? All I'm gonna do is, if some guy is in the middle of the flight and he just stands up, starts beating off, you know what I'm gonna do? Take off my mask because I'm the least of their problems.
That's a good move, dude. So this is how I used to have to read a lot of police reports, and they write in the most obtuse, bizarre way. On or about April 2nd, 2022. On or about? Like, isn't that just the weirdest way to write? They write in this bizarre way. It's all like cover your ass language, that the police, the way they write.
Yeah.
Just in case they fuck up, they have to be really precise when it's important.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here we go. On or about April 2nd, 2022, while on board Southwest Airlines Flight 3814 en route to Seattle, Washington, McGarity exposed his penis and masturbated while in view of the female passenger sitting next to him. McGarity was seated in a seat 11F, and she was in 11E. So wait, okay, so that means that she was in the middle, and he was in the window. Shortly after takeoff, and while the aircraft was in the air, McGarity exposed his penis by pulling down his pants and shorts and began masturbating. The female witness captured photos of McGarity with his hand on his erect penis, which I reviewed for my investigation. At some point during the flight, McGarity fell asleep, and the female witness got up and advised the flight crew. After the flight landed, the female witness sitting next to McGarity was interviewed by Phoenix police officers. She advised that McGarity exposed his penis, pulling down his pants, and proceeded to masturbate during the first hour of the flight.
Dude, I've had girls fall asleep by blowing me, but I've never fallen asleep by beating off.
Listen to this detail. There's the female passenger advised that he did this on 4 separate occasions using both his left and right hands. Props on that. He must have gotten tired. What do you think?
It's so interesting because, did the staff not do anything?
She suspected, this is like
something.
that LA shit, dude. Your mask slips below your nose. They're over there like, sir, you got to pull that mask up. A guy's jerking off over the.
Yeah.
Listen, wait, hold on. She suspected that McGarity ejaculated because he licked a white substance from his fingers.
Where is the flight attendants? They're all gay guys. They could deal with this. Now, do you think, dude, that if he had a giant hammer, would she be complaining? If he had just a fucking hammer?
It's a good question, Sam.
And if there's any women who made it to the end of this video, because this is almost 3 hours?
2:42.
Jesus Christ, Johnny. Okay.
This is our last thing right here. You ready for
it? Okay. Well, Johnny, I would love to know.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Ladies, would you complain if a guy had let's say 11-inch hammer out?
Ladies, if you made it this far into the video, just tell us that.
Yeah.
All right. So this is just, how Jon Stewart used to do a moment of Zen. Yeah. I like to leave a little animal moments of Zen. So this is just
here's our animal moment.
This is just how smart raccoons are right here. Is what you're looking at. So this raccoon is in one of those big ass trash things that the city comes out with.
Yeah.
And he's trying to figure out a way to get out of it. And he's got this board here. It's not quite. It's kind of a thin sort of slat, maybe from a. from a pallet, possibly, and he's trying to lay it against the wall of the garbage bin to escape.
So is anyone gonna help him?
Well, no, he doesn't need help. Watch, he's a raccoon. They're smart as shit. Look, he's like, oh, there, I got it. How'd I go?
Much respect.
Look at that, dude.
Much respect.
Isn't
to
that
the
impressive?
raccoon.
That's impressive, right?
That is impressive. That is impressive. All right. Do you think Tiger Woods has any chance to win the Masters?
No.
Me either. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed Broken Sim. Hope you guys enjoyed it.